What is up, guys? Welcome back to another Arena of Valor Esports video, and this is gonna be the final video of the APL 2020. We are gonna be covering the grand finale, Flash Wolves going up against the Buriram United Esports. Now we will be putting this all in one video, so this will be like I don't know how many hours, 4 or 5 hour video, something ridiculous like that. And yeah, don't ask me why I'm doing this. It has to do with the YouTube algorithm and stuff. We are testing something, but I hope you will enjoy this huge... it's like a live stream, right? But it's not live. So we'll of course go through all the drafts and all of that good stuff. And we are starting off with the first game, of course. Flash Wolves instantly banning out D-Rock and Crixie. Now Crixie getting banned. That is a very interesting ban here against Nunu, especially because he can play every mid laner pretty much, so I feel like that's a little bit weird. And Buriram goes and bans Florentino and Richter. That means Zip was up, however, Elandor picked first pick here by Flash Wolves, which will definitely go to Flash Wolves Kato. Of course, Elandor throughout this tournament, such a priority pick, man. And we have Omen being picked up. We've seen him be a first pick very often, so not very surprising that Buriram picks him up here. And of course the Zip. Now I think we need to see some we need to see a mid laner picked here by Flash Wolves, and they instantly lock in that Raz, again denying one of Nunu's heroes. And I expect Nunu to pick up a mid laner here. If he doesn't, they will just completely ban him out in that second ban wave as well. And I think we might see, we see a Slayer laner. They want to pick up a Slayer laner, so Buriram cannot ban away Slayer laners away from them. And now we have a Lindis being hovered here. Actually, a Lindis being hovered, no mid lane pick. Now, the thing is, Buriram will ban out supports away from Flash Wolves, but I think there's so many top tier supports. There's still Ibnef left, there's still Lumber left, there is still... What else is good there? Kimi isn't good with Elandor because it's hard to hit him because he jumps around and stuff with your ultimate. So, but there's stuff like Omega, which we've seen a lot of times be super good. We've seen the Ormar and Valheim combo, which can still come out of Flash Wolves here for their double marksman setup. Yeah, so definitely a lot of options here for Flash Wolves, but also a lot of options for Buriram. They can ban out... they are banning out a Zill. That is so interesting. I guess they expect Flash Wolves to put this Elandor into a lane, but I don't really think that will happen. They also ban Xenial, but of course Zill is incredibly good as a counter against Lindis, so that is why this is probably coming out. And we have another mid laner being banned on that Marja by Flash Wolves, and a Violet actually being banned. They don't want this Buriram roster to go for a double marksman. We might see a Valheim pick being very contested here, because I feel like both teams would like to go double marksman, and Valheim is one of the better ones that are left to choose here from. Joker is also really good against Lindis and Elandor as well, so we might see something like that coming out. I think Joker is an excellent pick for Flash Wolves here. We'll see if it will come out. Against pretty much the whole enemy team. We had a Daio-chan coming out of Nunu here. Now this is a little bit confusing because he didn't have to pick the mid laner yet, and I don't think Daio-chan would have been contested, so I would have liked to get the double marksman out here for Buriram. But guys, these tactics at this point are very advanced. They have huge spreadsheets that consider all the enemy's picks for this final, and they are just drafting according to a tree structure, okay? Someone picks that, you have these options, okay? And that is exactly what is going on here. And we actually have a Laville coming out with that double marksman combo. So they have Laville and Elandor, two of the top 3 broken marksmen. Kefani is still up, can be picked up by Buriram, but I don't think Kefani would be a good choice here. Maybe it is, but I don't think it's good because Chognar really destroys Kefani so easily. Yena destroys Kefani, Raz dumps on Kefani completely. You have the Laville arrow just destroys Kefani. Elandor in the jungle can beat Caffeine or can gank her very well. So again, I definitely give this draft to Flash Wolves so far, okay? Flash Wolves have the stronger jungler, have the stronger marksman, considering the both comps, right? They have the Laville can survive the enemy team comp better, and they have the better mid laner, of course. Raz is much stronger than a Dio-chan. We have again an advertisement for this beautiful Telenas skin. I can't wait to show you guys the gameplay. But guys, this is crazy. This is the grand finale. We are taking a look at the game 1, and you have like, you gotta get, listen guys, don't get your popcorn, okay? Popcorn isn't too healthy. Get some vegetables instead. Make a nice little, you know, some paprika with some cottage cheese. Hey, that is some nice, you're hitting your proteins. Hey, just saying, listen guys, sometimes I gotta give you some tips, okay? Because I know you guys wanna be Chads as well. Now, take a look at this, man. We have Zip, of course. We have such a crazy draft coming out by both teams. Super broken heroes. Raz bullying this little KFC box right there. I'm not implying anything, okay? I'm not implying anything. Chill out, you guys. But, yeah, we have heroes on the Yina as well. And of course, guys, I have been simping heroes hard, okay? He is playing so well this entire tournament. And Summer though is also playing incredibly well, but I feel like Flash Wolves, I think we will see a difference in the Slayer lane. Okay, I think Heroes wins this skill matchup against Summer. Okay, the whole series, I feel like it will be a lot about Heroes because he has been one of the hard carries of this tournament so far. Flash Wolves is one of those teams that doesn't have like an amazing marksman player. Gaduo is not really, like he is not one of those that you mention when you think about the best marksman players. You think about 007X, you think about 0322 from Mad, and right as I'm saying that, Chognar gets caught out, Linus gets the first blood. But as I'm saying, Gaduo is not really one of those that you think, oh man, that is one of the top 3 marksman lane players in this tournament. Definitely not. But Heroes is definitely one of the top 3 Slayer laners in this tournament. The first blood participation of Nunu after the semifinals is 100%. Nice. Nice. That is a pretty useless stat because he's a mid laner. Of course he's gonna be there for every single fight and for a first blood most likely as well. Now we have Zip just being annoying here. And guys, this will be a crazy game. I don't know how Buriram will handle this. They are winning so far. They're 700 gold ahead almost. And again though, they have, I feel like, the worst draft here, because if you take a look at it from a team fight perspective, Flash Wolves has so much DPS coming in from Elandor and from Laville, okay? They have a lot of AoE DPS coming in from those two, because of course Elandor passive is also AoE, not too big of an AoE, but still. They have Chognar and Raz just beating up this Caffeine. They have Chognar just hard countering the Zip knockup from the ult. Ooh, beautiful. Was that an S1 flicker? I'm not sure. I want to go back real quick to just check. Was that an S1 flicker by Raz coming in? Because of course this is not an easy combo. Yeah, it was. Nice. Very well played. And that was a beautiful Laville ult, I think, that set this up. But Nunu is able to get away with a flicker and an Arctic Orb being expended though. So those won't be up for the next team fight. Arctic Orb gone for the whole game. Look at this Caffeine just going deep. This is exactly why 0007 has a 100% win rate to this point in this tournament with Caffeine. And again, he goes in deep. It seemed like he would get taken out, but he is able to squeeze out of the range of the enemies and return so much damage. Beautiful gameplay there coming out by this Caffeine as always. Now Dio-chan is trying to clear the wave, almost gets away with that Zip sucking her up, but is not able to. Now Flash Wolves lose 2 of their teammates, but the Elandor gets a huge outplay and gets that Dio-chan in the end as well. Very well played. Now that was definitely huge for Flash Wolves because not only did they trade 2 for 2 kills, they also got that tower, and that is the huge thing. just a very well played here by Flash Wolves. They are able to equalize the gold lead. It is a very even game once again right now. And man, I am super excited. Of course, I was spoiled what will happen, like who wins, but I'm still very excited checking this out. And guys, by the way, for those of you who didn't read the comments, I mean, most of you probably don't read all the comments. I actually replied to some people that were asking why the APL gameplays didn't get like released super much as often as I did in the past couple days. My laptop is overheating, and that's why we are recording a little bit less. I am already, I'm gonna order a new one, so don't you worry, we will improve the quality a lot, probably. But yeah, what can I say, man? Unlucky, but that's why these are taking a little bit longer right now. That's also why it's incredibly stupid to try out exporting a 5-hour video. But, you know, I hope it'll work. I hope it'll work. I hope it won't bug out, but I don't think it will. It should be fine. And we have that Kefany being taken out there. First death for the Kefany. That is huge for the side of Flash Wolves. And meanwhile, though, first one on his Lindis. Of course, he is one of the best Lindis players historically throughout all the years so far since he started playing. Arena of Valor Esports, always been one of those Lindis players. And he is 4-1, okay? He's on his comfortable hero. He has 4 kills. While his team is behind now, actually, Flash Wolves doing a phenomenal job at just farming, out-farming this Buriram roster. Beautiful little cheeky steal there coming in by this Dio-chan. Steals it away, equalizes the gold lead once again a little bit more. Only a 200 gold lead, that does not really matter for the side of Flash Wolves. However, we have to take a look at this Yina right now, because she has a nice power spike with that rank breaker completed. However, teamfight was going on top and Raz was taken out. Of course, he has the Arctic Orb. Nope, not Blade of Eternity, not Arctic Orb. Endless Cycle, of course. All of these items, similar role, defensive, revival type of thing that saves your life or revives it. So yeah, what can I say? Sometimes I mix them up. But as I said, we have the rank breaker coming out by that Yina. And she's going for a second pair of boots. She is going for a second pair of boots. I mean, listen. Yina, ooh, Kefany gets taken out once again. 0007X is, I always say 000. It's 007X. Overextending there 2 times in a row and gets taken out. Beautiful Arctic Orb by Yena, completely outplays this Omen. That's exactly what I was talking about though, guys. Some heroes is outskilling Summer already in this matchup. And yeah, we'll see if this will be the story of the series, or if Buriram will be able to outmatch the enemy Flash Wolves in other areas. So far, Flash Wolves definitely getting grasp of this game, playing a very clean game of Arena of Valor. They dropped some kills in the early game, they fell behind, but they are able to get it back, and they are in a very nice lead now, 1.5k gold. And you can see here, this is exactly what Chognar can do. I love Chognar in general, it's a very strong hero. Plus, I can make the Mr. Elefanto joke. I don't know how Dio-chan died there, I didn't even see it, that was kind of weird. But yeah, we can keep making the Mr. Elefanto joke, which is of course absolutely hilarious. It is peak comedy right there coming in. But not only that, he is also incredibly strong right now. And as a support, while he won't get a lot of gold, you still can get your tanky items, and your base damage on S2 is already decent enough that you can really just run down these marksmen. You can go for an Aegis for even lower cooldown, and at that point, if they attack you, which Kefany does while walking away, you slow her down and slow her attack speed. So you steal damage from her. Because of course, she has a set attack speed. However, bonus attack speed gives her attack damage. Taking away attack speed takes away attack damage. So it is incredibly strong against her, this Chognar pick, because he just builds Aegis inherently. We will definitely see an Aegis coming out by him. I would be very disappointed if not. I think it's an amazing item on Chognar. And yeah, we'll see how this turns out right now. We have, of course, almost, yeah, a 2.5k gold lead coming out by Flash Wolves. That is very, very comfortable position for them. We have Raz with his 2-item power spike with that boomstick, and the Hecate's. He wasn't able to do anything this game so far, 0-1-0. However, he has the Arctic Orb still available. He has that flicker up, and maybe he can go for something very nice here, like a flicker, like an ult flicker or an S1 flicker again. Hit like 3 enemy heroes, and yeah, they're almost dead. You have Arctic Orb to save yourself. It is a beautiful teamfight setup that can come out of this Raz. We'll see if he gets it though. We have of course still the Zip, being able to just suck up their carries and save them from this Raz. And yeah, we'll see if this will turn out like I'm saying. Buriram is playing this macro right now very well. They are recognizing Abyssal Dragon is spawning very soon. They're pushing out the bottom lane wave. They're giving room for Lindis to swoop into the enemy jungle and steal everything right there. I think she stole 2 minions, so took the bot lane wave as well. So a lot of gold going on to her. Still a 2.5k gold lead for Flash Wolves. However, Lindis got some nice, yeah, she's very fed still, despite them being behind. And now this Zip got completely caught out by the enemies. Just a huge mistake coming in, tries to roll away, not able to. And we're 10 minutes into the game, 6 kills on both teams, 3 dragons already in the favor of Flash Wolves, and Kato is doing the next one. So this Elandor will pick it up. There he goes. He just completed his Muramasa, but while I'm saying that, Laville gets called out by the low Omen ult. However, the Omen is in a huge pinch now, because the Chognar was there to help this Laville, and now the Omen had to retreat. Lost half his health as well, and Slayer is on the map. He's up right now. A huge engage coming in by heroes there onto this Kefani, but Zip is able to suck her up. That's exactly what I was talking about. Now Hua is going in with Mr. Elefanto, is not able to get anything though, has to retreat. Of course, as a support Chognar, you are much squishier than a laning Chognar would be, or a jungle Chognar. You already know, man. That's actually really good. I should record another one of those. That was a lot of fun recording. But yeah, we have the Slayer now being taken down because this Yena was very low HP and wasted her flicker there. She tried to get that Zip, but it just didn't do enough. The Zip rolled away, and the Zip being low HP is not as bad as the Yena being low HP, because the Yena being super low, no flicker, they have to back out, and that's a very nice secure on that Slayer. Now again, Heroes is going super deep with his Yena here. They are able to pick up this Zip this time, and now everybody is dropping on the side of Buriram. Buriram got Yena as a return kill. Look at this poke coming in by this Kefani and this Lindis as well. So much damage coming in there. Lindis had that little bush there, so she was able to dish out so much. Look at this damage coming out on Raz. Easy. Oh my god, the top 10 anime battles both end up dropping, but the Lindis is farming out of her mind right now. Already had an Arctic or a Blade of Eternity and is able to revive. And meanwhile, Kefani was taken out, Laville was taken out, but they both revived with their endless cycles. And now Buriram is able to get this first mid lane tower for them. They are trying to equalize these towers. Of course, Flash Wolves is so far ahead in towers, 2 towers ahead for them. Meanwhile, only 2 down for the side of Buriram. So we have the red buff being evaded now. Red buff is super important for both of these teams, both fielding 2 marksmen. Any of these 4 marksmen work incredibly well with red buff, of course. And yeah, we have this bot lane tower is gonna drop definitely here to this Kefani. Again, this man, 007X, has a 100% win rate on Kefani this entire tournament so far. If he wins this, he can of course not pick Kefani for the rest of the series, unless it gets to a game 7, and because of course then the pick ban gets reset. But that would mean he has a 100% win rate in the APL 2020 with Kefani. That would be hilarious. That would actually be very nice for him, and would also show how broken the hero is, but also how well he plays it, of course. We have a Death Sickle coming out for Laville here. His Blade of Eternity is on cooldown. Zip is sucking up his Kefani and just walking away with it. Very simple there, didn't even need to use his ultimate. So he is completely fine still has that available for the next team fight. Omen is pressuring this top lane. He is almost knocking onto that tower, so they have to put Laville to defend that from the side of Flash Wolves. And we have the Slayer spawning in 13 seconds right now, guys. So that will, of course, might be the last team fight of this game. We have 18 kills in total in this game, 15 minutes into the game. Very nice, very finals worthy opening game here. Both teams very even. 2k gold lead doesn't matter at all. And we have Chugnar already using his ultimate. So that is not available right now. However, Zip gets poked, gets ulted, is not able to get picked up. Chugnar dodges the Dio-chan stun with his S1, very well played. If he did not dodge that, he would have died 100% without that ultimate up. And we have the Abyssal Dragon completely on the other side of the map, instant rotation coming in by Buriram. That is why these teams value Lindis so much. She can rotate so fast and is picking it up, is able to get it. However, yeah, the Dio-chan stun zones the enemies away from that Dark Blessing buff, and now we just have a huge blowout coming out by Buriram. Yena was able to get the Dark Blessing buff, has the revival up, and finishes off the Kefani in the end with that Chugnar. And now she goes on to that Dio-chan as well. Everybody is respawning with their endless cycles. Huge team fight coming out. Heroes tried his best there. He did incredibly well, but he was not able to clean it up in the end. Omen in such an extended fight, so strong, getting multiple refreshes on his passives, just gets a quad kill. Oh my goodness, that is crazy right now, guys. Summer gets a quad kill. I was flaming him all game, and now he proves me wrong. Very glad he did, because that was really fun to watch, and he gets another engage. Does the back part to BM the enemies a little bit. I do not condone BMing, I think it's incredibly childish, so let's flame him a little bit more for that. But yeah, we have some huge fights coming out. Of course, Buriram is securing the Slayer now, and we can see the fight once again on your screen. Look at how many people are respawning with the endless cycle. It is hilarious right now. And yeah, we have just Yena playing out of her mind right there, is able to pick up Kefani. However, Kefani, yeah, just already did enough damage. The Flash Wolves roster was already way too low HP, and they all ended up dropping. Definitely turning this game around. They have a 1k gold lead now, Buriram United Esports. Again, it does not really matter too much at this point. Gold leads of 1, 2k don't really matter. It would have to be a 10k gold lead for it to matter, or like at least a 6k gold lead. Usually you can say like 10% of the gold of a team, if they are leading that ahead of the enemy team, then it's a nice gold lead usually, okay? Because that's when you have some nice percentage-wise power coming in. But at this point, almost everyone is approaching full items, so it really doesn't matter. Now we have Buriram setting up a very slow push in that bottom lane. They want those minion waves to stack up, that's why they're not clearing the enemy minion wave there. They have the Drake pushing in, so that wave will stack up slowly, and you will have like a triple the size of a normal minion wave at the end in the bottom lane. And at that point, it is almost impossible for Flash Wolves to clear this out, especially because they do not have a lot of wave clear. Yena has to get too close, she will get poked out for her S1 to wave clear that. Elandor has to auto attack. Raz only has his S2, has to ult the minion wave, of course way too close for him. Laville has to auto attack, also pretty close there. And Chugnar, yeah, has to run in. So we have a huge minion wave. Look at this red dot on the map in the bottom lane. So many red dots on one spot. But a team fight is starting out. Kefani just completely blows out the Raz. Yena is doing really well this team fight. They get the Lindis, and now Kefani is completely overextended. We have a huge fight coming in by Flash Wolves. They are able to get a good fight there, and I don't know why Buriram chose to fight that fight. They just had to wait for this bottom lane wave to crash into the enemy base, and they can just get this first tier 3 tower for them. And now look at this Chugnar. This is exactly what I'm telling you guys. He messed up. He could have killed her. He could have killed her, I believe. But I think she used her Arctic Orb, so he just got baited and got completely destroyed. But that's exactly what I'm telling you. Chugnar is probably the strongest late game support in the game, because he is not a support in the late game. He's an absolute killer with a huge teamfight ult, with so much damage coming in, so much tankiness. So underrated, okay? People say Alice is the strongest late game support, Zip is the strongest late game support, Krizix is one of the strongest as well. But man, don't underestimate my man, Mr. Elefanto. He brings so much to the table in the late game. And yeah, he's one of the only supports who is more than one. You know, when you fight a L'Oreal late game and you're like, she's as strong as 4 heroes at this point, you know? Like, if you have a L'Oreal, it is not a 5v5 late game, it is a 5v8 or something, okay? That's how strong she is. And we have a huge teamfight coming in once again. Buriram was not able... Wait, I need to see that again. I'm sorry, I was talking about L'Oreal, because Kato just swoops in and steals the Abyssal Dragon there, completely outplaying F1. And we have huge teamfights coming in though. Buriram still able to win the fight. However, Kato stealing away that Enraged Abyssal Dragon. They still have that on Elandor. He for sure survived. So they still have that bonus damage coming in. They have it on Chugnar, which again, I've been talking about it. He does so much damage now. It is very, very dangerous for him to have that. He will just completely destroy this Kefani, this Lindis. He counters all of the enemy heroes, man. It is such a strong pick. And yeah, we have a Darkslayer though being picked up by Buriram, because of course Heroes is still dead. On the side of Flash Wolves, he cannot get into that fight. So that is a free. Ooh, we have attack speed boots being bought in the very late game by this Elandor. He does the most amount of damage he can deal pretty much with that. Yeah, he sold his jungle item for a Fenris. He does so incredibly much damage, but has pretty low attack speed, not gonna lie. We'll see how that turns out. But yeah, we have an engage coming out by Flash Wolves. They wanted to clear that wave, and they were successful in doing so. However, now that top lane tower will drop, definitely. But they probably knew that. They knew that tower will drop because the Drake was pushing into it, and there's not much you can do. And now, definitely, Buriram is in the advantage. I still think Flash Wolves wins this late game in terms of team fights if they play it well. I feel like the huge issue right now is that Yena is very hard to play in a team fight. We've seen her in those team fights doing a lot up to this point, but she played really perfectly, honestly. Heroes is playing an almost like incredibly well in these previous team fights, but in that last team fight, he really couldn't do much. Like in some of these team fights, he just couldn't do much because Yena is just not as good at these team fights. You have to really find the perfect opening. And you saw some of them were incredible, but it's gonna be really difficult. Because Omen can just run in, be super tanky, and just deal a ton of damage with his auto attacks, ult somebody down, get a damage reduction while he's standing inside his ult, and he's chilling, you know? And now we have Kefani just going deep, poking everybody's health bar so down. It seems like Kefani wins this late game against Labil most of the time because she just outranges him. I think I've been talking about it throughout the whole APL, but it seems like Labil just loses against Kefani most of the times in the late game. But it's just due to her range, I think. I don't think he loses, I think she just out-damages him or something. She out-macros him because she is able to siege better than Labil. So that is, I think that is the phenomenon that we see coming in all the time. Beautiful engage by Heroes here onto this Kefani. Is poking her low, she has to retreat, and she gets sucked up by Zip. And yeah, this will be an incredibly interesting game, guys, because I have no idea who wins. I know the result score, but I don't know who wins in yeah, I don't know who wins the first game, I don't know who wins the second game, etc. So this is absolutely crazy right now. Whew, this, yeah, we have move speed boots coming in by Raz. He just wants to rotate hard and try to get a flank, I think. And honestly, I agree with Shishi's plan here. If he gets a quick flank onto this Kefani, she is, they win the team fight. They only have to beat Kefani because Lindis is not as strong late game. 20k gold though coming in by Lindis. That is crazy. That is absolutely insane. But we have 20k coming in by Elandor as well. Guys, that is a crazy game. Of course, Omen has such a huge advantage now in the late game. He cannot get 1v1 by anybody on the enemy team. so he can just split push for free. He can overextend really hard because his team has the map advantage right now, and Kefany secures this. Oh my god, huge Omen ult coming out onto this Alandor, and Alandor ends up dropping to Lindis, and he gets revived by his Blade of Eternity. So far, no one actually dropping completely, just some Blade of Eternities being expended there. And we have Buriram though definitely winning this fight, because not only did they get that Enraged Abyssal Dragon, they also got the they got the Blade of Eternity on that Alandor. And yeah, now the thing about Laville is he's really good if you're engaging on top of him, okay? Because he can dodge some of your CC with his S2, he can use and he can just do so much damage. But if he has to chase you, he's not as good as a Kefany, because he doesn't have he can't shoot and run, right? So he is incredibly good defending base, okay? If you have to dive his team to get a tower, it's gonna be very difficult. Luckily, Buriram has Kefany though, so they can just outrange, or not outrange, but they can poke the towers down from a very far range. And now again, they are setting up a slow push in that bottom lane. Now I wouldn't agree with that one though, because their Enraged Abyssal Dragon buff is running out very soon. Chognar got ulted by Omen and he is just absolutely dead. Now we have a beautiful zip knockup coming out on Laville. He is dead as well. If Laville doesn't have his endless cycle, it is game over right now, because that is just way too hard to defend. Look at this Kefany doing way too much damage onto this. Again, look, they could have pushed out that that bottom lane wave. Lindis can just go there really quickly with her move speed, and they could have been pushing this bot lane tower as well now. Now it's kind of janky. With this huge bottom lane wave, they could have definitely probably ended this game, but while I'm saying that, Raz gets completely caught. Beautiful timing by Nunu with his Diochan there. Stuns him right after the Blade of Eternity revives him, and I think we have game over here. I don't think Flash Wolves can defend this. I don't think Raz has an endless cycle stack. It is a 5v3 right now. Laville is respawning in 3 seconds, but I don't think it matters because they have to fight before that. And Alandor is trying to go in. He's doing a ton of damage, but is not able to beat them out in the end. Now Laville is going in. Zip just sucks them up. It seems like no matter how many broken heroes you throw at each other, in the end, Zip secures the game. He has been doing a lot this game, which I haven't really been pointing out, but that team fight, he saved his teammates like 3 times from a lot of damage from Laville and Alandor, and they are able to secure the victory. A very nice game 1 here. Definitely a cool start to the series here. And again, we are going to be taking a look at these damage numbers, and we will hop right into game 2 for you guys. Yeah, huge video in one, man. What can I say? I hope you guys enjoy this. I think it's pretty funny. We have Summer being MVP. I definitely think that is well deserved, man. This man played out of his mind. I was clowning on him. I said Heroes is the better player, but it seems like you see the score. 1-6 Yena, 7-0 Omen. But I feel like in the late game, Omen is just so much stronger. But yeah, anyway, we have the damage numbers coming out. 33% by 007 XS. Kefany here. Absolutely crazy gameplay coming in by him. Keeps his 100% Kefany win rate. And with that being said, we will move straight into game 2 right now. And we're jumping right into the draft of the second game of the grand final of the APL 2020. Now we have Buriram banning out that Zip after picking it in the previous game. Flash Wolves, after the loss choosing the red side here, they ban out D-Rock away from Nunu here. And they ban a Richter, so not banning Crixie this time. Meanwhile, Buriram banned the Florentino just like they did last game. Now we'll see if a Crixie first pick comes out here. I don't know why Flash Wolves doesn't want Nunu to get Crixie, at least in the previous game. Maybe it was just, I don't know, game 1 plan for the draft. Maybe this changed. So we'll see what Buriram picks up here. Now, Omen already came out. Richter is not... is banned out, so these teams really put a lot of priority on their Slayer laners for those first picks. So we might see something like that coming out. We'll see what Buriram will pick up here. And again, by Flash Wolves, I don't know, maybe we'll see a cheeky early Crixie pick just to... I don't know why they don't want Nunu to get Crixie. And here we are, we have a Lubu pick. That is of course a very nice choice here, because that also denies the Omen pick a little bit, I think, because Omen kinda gets, not countered by Lubu, but you want Omen to have that reign, you know, you want him to, and here we are with the Crixie insta-lock, that is hilarious. But as I said, you want Omen to really be in a winning matchup, because if Omen is in a winning matchup, it is game over. We might see a Kilgrove coming out though, because Kilgrove is really strong against Lubu, just completely destroys him past level 8, and yeah, we've seen that matchup go very well for Kilgrove throughout this whole tournament. But instead we see a Roxy pick up, again, also a very nice pick against Lubu. What we see often by Lubu at that point is he goes for a Purify to counter this Roxy, okay? So we have Buriram picking up this Raz right now, and yeah, we'll see if they lock this Raz in, because of course if they don't go for a mid laner now, we might see some mid lane bans coming out. His Dio-chan is already picked, so he can't pick that. And we have F1 actually going for a Telenas, so we will see 007X on his Telenas paired up with that Teamy. This is something that Buriram did very often throughout this whole tournament, so that is a very expected of them. I believe they never want to go for Telenas without Teamy. It's very an unsafe pick, it's really easy to take down. It's such a nice combo, makes Telenas really strong, and they also have nice CC combos together, so it's just a really nice combo. That's why they always pick it up together in this second pick on blue side here, because they don't want, if they only pick Telenas and Raz here, Teamy would get banned out for sure by Flash Wolves. Now we have a Kefani pick coming out by Flash Wolves, so Gaduo will be playing that. We'll see how he will perform on that, if he will be able to match 007X's Kefani performance. And we have, of course, those mid lane bans coming out. I definitely expect a Raz ban as well here coming out for the side of Flash Wolves. Now Raz isn't, I mean, he's pretty good against Crixie, I think it's fine. You can definitely pick Raz against Crixie. We have a Lumber ban coming out, of course. Buriram already picking up their support, they can ban out the support. Maybe a Kha'Zix ban will come out. Kha'Zix is pretty good at Crixie as well. We've seen Flash Wolves or another team use it quite often, so I think we will see a Kha'Zix ban. I would like to see that. We could also see what's it called? What is the other? Ibnef ban. We could see an Ibnef ban, but yeah, as I said, I think a Kha'Zix ban would be better. And we have a Fennec ban coming out of Flash Wolves roster here, because they don't want Buriram to go for a double marksman once again. Buriram of course already picked Lindis, they did not pick Elandor yet. So they could go for Elandor, but as I said in the last, here we go with the Kha'Zix ban. Very nice ban coming out by Buriram. And again, Elandor is not as good with Teamy because it's really difficult. It's very easy for a miscommunication to happen, like Elandor jumping back to his butterfly and Teamy ulting right at that time, missing the ult onto Elandor, and that is just not something you want to see. We have a Baldum being picked up by Flash Wolves, so they have still a very nice support. It's a very nice support combo with the Kefani as well. And we have Volcat and Raz being hovered here, and Raz being locked in. I'm confused why they didn't ban Raz. And yeah, we have Volcat coming in by F1 here. It's a very nice combo as well for Teamy and Volcat, because he just has so many, he just gets revived so many times at that point. And we have a Zephys pick. Zephys is of course a very nice counter to Telenas. Errol being hovered. If we see an Errol side lane, maybe a Kefani jungle, or an Errol jungle, that would be hilarious. But I feel like we'll see Errol side lane if anything. That's what we've seen usually in this tournament, never seen him jungle. But I think Zephys is the safer choice, so they might swap back to Zephys. A lot of these teams are trolling with their Errol hovers throughout this tournament so far. But yeah, I don't think it's a bad hero, I think it's a very nice hero. So we might see him. We might see him with the Kefani in the jungle. Kefani jungle was only used at the start though, so I feel like it will be a Errol jungle, you know? It seems to be an Errol jungle. Yeah, it seems to be an Errol jungle, they're not swapping anymore. we've only seen him in the Slayer or in the Abyssal Dragon lane as like a second side lane option. So we haven't seen him in the jungle yet. So this will be very interesting to see how this game will turn out, okay? That should be a lot of fun. Is that the Arum skin? Jesus, whew, boys. Hey, I need to calm down a little bit after seeing that. Anyway, we have Buriram with the triple mid lane coming in here. What a lot of these teams are doing, especially with Teamy, you just share those first two waves in that mid and bottom lane. And we have Nunu already invading that blue buff right now. It was pulled out by the Kefani, very well played. Meanwhile, Crixie invading this F1 right now, and they are poking down. He will drop here. Incredibly well played by Flash Wolves. Just a huge overextension, and Summer has to flicker. He will die for sure here. S1 is coming in by Baldum. Yeah, it's a dead Lubu. Very well played by Flash Wolves. They are able to get the insane rotation early game. They will lose their Baldum there. He could have flickered, but it does not matter. And now Flash Wolves is going for their own blue buff, of course. Here on that Herald, he was all the way on the top, first cleared that one out, and now he is only making his way to that blue buff. Huge lead for Flash Wolves already coming in because Volcat is so far behind, doesn't have his blue buff. Crixie has a blue buff, so she is super happy in that mid lane, clearing out those waves super comfortably. And now this Herald is invading this poor Volcat, not level 4 yet, loses his red buff as well. Oh man, this Volcat is just completely getting wrecked. Kato is the jungler with the highest hero pool. Yeah, we've seen that already. He is playing so many different heroes, and he adds another one to that list with Herald. So that should be very fun to check out. I want to know what he builds. Okay, we'll definitely showcase an Herald build after this is done in the jungle, because I'm just going to copy his build. It should be a lot of fun to try. I think he's going to be a little bit tanky. He's going to go a little bit tanky. We might see a Leviathan coming out. I feel like we will. By the way, Leviathan is very nice. Ooh! Right as I'm saying, last game, that 007X is the superior marksman player to Gaduo. Gaduo is able to get a solo kill onto that Talonaz. Incredibly well played there. It just happened right there at the bottom. Now this is a 3-1. This is a huge lead coming in for this Kefani especially right now, after securing that solo kill. So she is in a very comfortable spot after falling behind a little bit early game because they put a lot of pressure onto that lane there. And now this Teamy is trying to engage, just gets completely poked out. No Crixie ult ready right now though, and Baldum gets poked a little bit here, but it's not a big deal. Will get poked a little bit again. Crixie is not able to get a knock up in time though, and we have Crixie and Baldum rotating to that bottom lane. And definitely Flash Wolves is in the commanding spot in this game. They are in control of this right now. They have invaded the enemy buffs and they're chilling. They are starting off this Abyssal Dragon instantly, and we see the Leviathan coming up. Now, why do I prefer Leviathan on Herald? Simply because when you use your ult, okay, you're invulnerable and you're in that state, but you still apply the Leviathan burn, okay? So that is a really nice combo that really adds a couple hundred damage to your ult there, okay? So very, very cool. And you're also sticking to the enemy all the time, so you just burn them down with the Leviathan. It's a very underrated combo, and we have the Kefani being engaged on. They don't even show it. The Teamy just flickered onto it. You saw it there before the camera switched, and Kefani gets taken out. Very well played by the Teamy engaging there. And yeah, we have Buriram United Esports evening out this game a little bit. Now the previous game was completely the opposite way. Buriram was able to get an early game lead, and then Flash Wolves was able to even it out. Now we have the complete opposite here, okay? Flash Wolves getting the early game lead, and Teamy completely throwing right now, gets caught completely, and a kill going over to the side of Flash Wolves once again. Incredibly well played. We'll see if they will be able to... yeah, Raz catches out the Baldum here, and another kill going to the side of Buriram right now. Still a gold lead coming in by Flash Wolves, so they're still in a very nice spot there. The Buriram steals the small minion there. Very well played by them. As I always say, you want to get as much as you can from the enemy jungle. That's where these gold leads start snowballing, and Buriram is able to get some of it back, and they equalized it. Now we have the bot lane tower being pressured here, gets taken dangerously low. Errol has to use his ult defensively to get away there, and Nunu on his Raz is just poking away very happily. He's gonna clear this wave out instantly here, and yeah, we have a very nice wave clear coming in from him here. There we go. Gets almost, gets 2 last hits. Could have gotten 3 there if he just auto attacked, I think. But it's all good. We have Lubu counter-aggressing now on this Roxy after she went a little bit too far into his territory. So he just shows her the door there, forces her away with Raz coming in as well. This Talanas is very happy right now. She is farming. She's in a very good spot. She is poking so hard onto this Baldum. He has to use his shield even. A little bit too late though. It didn't end up mitigating any damage, and Buriram's roster secures this Abyssal Dragon right now. So even Abyssal Dragons, tower's still 0 for 0, but this spot lane tower will just fall to the minions. Seems like Flash Wolves already conceded this one. And yeah, definitely Flash Wolves was in a lead, but now they are dropping a little bit. And again, they have an Errol. And honestly, Wildcat is so much stronger than Errol. I mean, they kind of do the same thing, you know, they're kind of hard to take down, and they can dive onto your marksman and just one-shot them a little bit. But man, Wildcat is just much better at doing that, right? And yeah, we have Lubu getting completely caught out though, gets taken out instantly, and Flash Wolves is able to get away with all their lives except for the Baldum. So they only drop their support, but they get the Slayer laner of Buriram. Of course, that is a worthwhile trade. That is a trade you will take any day of the week. Roxy again on the minimap there, poking out this Lubu once again. Seems like Roxy is completely clowning on Lubu right now in this matchup. Of course, when he jumps onto her, she can just ult him, drag him back, and just do so much damage with her fire there. And look, he's trying to go in, but look how much damage he's taking from her. It is such a nice matchup for heroes, it seems like, on his Roxy. We'll see what he's building so far. We'll see if he's going for the standard... I mean, there's 2 standard builds. Either you go full tank, which is something we see a lot in esports with the Mantle of Ra, which deals still a decent amount of damage. Or you go for Berifs, you go for Frost Guards, items like that, right? We might see a kind of a hybrid option coming out here. But yeah, definitely Frost Guard, a good item for her, especially considering the Talanas, considering that Lubu, that Volcath. Yeah, just a very nice passive to have from that. Ooh, Roxy ult completely misses there, but the Lubu just completely jumps in and still gets taken down, and the Timmy ult was just a little bit too late there. So definitely a good turn of events here for Flash Wolves. They are going to be able to clear out this mid lane wave very easily as well right now, and they are suddenly in a very good spot because now we have Buriram's roster not in that top lane, and I think this tower will just go down to this Caphany. Yeah, I don't think Timmy can defend it. She will get stunned, but she doesn't care, and yeah, she gets the tower. Very well played. Now this Raz is behind them though, misses the S2 completely onto Errol, and then the ult gets dodged by Errol. Huge catch there onto that Caphany. She just completely overstays her welcome. And this Baldum has some dance moves. I don't think it will be enough though. Almost gets away, but not quite. And now Roxy is just split pushing in that mid lane. Gets almost the full tower. Incredibly well played again by her. The issue about Roxy is she isn't a warrior. She's a mage warrior. So she doesn't deal a lot of damage to towers with her auto attacks. But while I was going on, Raz redeems himself after those misses and gets a kill onto Crixie. She uses her endless cycle, so still a very even map state right now. However, the gold is snowballing a little bit out of control for Flash Wolves. Buriram has a 2k gold lead built up right now, so they are in a very healthy spot here. This is again complete polar opposite of the last game, where Flash Wolves was able to get that 2k gold lead after like 8, 9, 10 minutes into the game, after being behind the early game. Yeah, we'll see if this will be the opposite ending as well to that game. But yeah, we have Buriram just aggressing onto the Roxy. She is very tanky, but I believe she will be taken down after that Arctic Orb. She does get taken down by that Caffeine ult, just completely shredding the health bars of Buriram's roster. They are able to not die at all, and they just pick up a Raz kill as well. A kill for the Raz onto this Baldum. So that is just huge for Buriram right now. They are able to further almost at a almost at a 3k gold lead here, edging into that very soon. So yeah, they are in a super nice spot. However, Caffeine used her, no, she didn't use anything, but she was just able to pick up that mid lane tower at the end because Buriram's roster was so low HP. But Buriram was able to reset their health bars, get back onto the map, and they are starting off that Slayer right now, and they do get it even. So that is a huge swing for Buriram's roster right now, and we'll see if they will be able to close this out just like the last game, or I mean, ideally they don't want to close it out like the last game. That really took them a long time. That was very difficult for them to win, but this one right now seems like they're in a very good spot. They almost have a 4,000 gold lead, and they have the Slayer up, they have the Drake in that top lane setting up a slow push once again, and they will just push the mid lane wave during that. But Summer is getting poked hard on his Lubu. Errol completely misses his ult. This Errol pick, I am not impressed at all so far. He did not do anything so far in this game. I think Azefis would have just been better in every single way, in terms of tankiness, in terms of more damage, in terms of safer damage, better, more reliable AoE. Yeah, just everything much better for out of Zephyrs there. Wow, huge poke coming in by Buriram's roster onto that Caffeine. She gets away though, and the mid lane tower drops in the end. Buriram again, that Drake is pushing out to that top lane tower. They will get that as well. They had that split push, and they had that slow push setting up, and now we have a huge Baldum ult, huge S1 coming in by Raz, pins them against the wall with his ultimate as well, and just a very nice engage coming in. Volkath, the damage is done already because they will get this tier 3 tower. They don't care about losing some lives, and now this Caffeine completely overextends there once again, dashes in. Very easy to misclick that dash though, because if you're in minigun farm, it's not a dash, it's just a move speed thing, so she probably tried to use that. But she uses her endless cycle, and it seems like they will save this game. I don't think they can end right now. Baldum respawned as well. Never mind, Roxy gets taken down, Baldum will get taken down, and it seems like we will have a super quick finish here. Buriram takes game 2 as well. 2-0 in the lead in the APL Grand Final. Crazy. Very stellar performance by Buriram right now. These last 5 minutes were very, very surgical. Just perfect gameplay, perfect macro, perfect aggression. Nunu's engage there on Raz was beautiful, and yeah, they are able to secure that second game. We'll see who gets the MVP. I believe it will be Telenas. She probably did the most damage. No, it is Nunu. Nice. Very well played. Very well deserved. Yeah. Let's see how much damage they did. Probably Telenas with most. Never mind. Nunu is able to get most damage on his Raz as well. 35%. Incredibly well played. And of course, we will move straight to game 3 right now, guys. There we go. Moving on to game 3 of this beautiful series so far. We have Flash Wolves banning out Richter and Kilgroth this time. Meanwhile, on the side of Buriram, we have them banning out Zip and Florentino. Now, very interesting, after the second loss, Flash Wolves chose the blue side once again, okay? So they wanted to have that first pick, and we have an instant D-Rock first pick coming out for Shishi here in the mid lane. We've seen him perform super well on this, and the picks are coming out so decisively right now. Laville instantly picked up by Buriram along with that Lumber. And on the side of Flash Wolves, we have a Thane and a Joker pickup. Of course, Joker, very, very standard counter pick against Laville. Very expected to see it here. And the Thane was picked up because they don't want the supports to get banned out after that Lumber was already picked out by Buriram. Now we have a Marja being hovered, a Crixie. Finally, we might see Nunu get his Crixie here. However, Crixie isn't too good against Xerac. We might see a Marja lock in here. So far, Flash Wolves has really targeted Nunu very often in these in this draft, banning out his heroes, picking them away. So he secures his Marja right now, and they are hovering a Lubu ban, and they do end up banning out the Lubu away from heroes. We have both teams didn't pick Slayer laners yet, so we have a Roxy ban, we have a Lubu ban. Of course, both teams are just gonna ban the Slayer laners that they already picked. So we see an Omen ban actually. I'm not sure if Omen was picked at all this series so far. I feel like, yeah, Summer already played it, so that's a very understandable ban there, and Summer already played Lubu as well. And we had heroes who played Roxy, and what did he play in the first game? Oh, we actually have a Superman ban. Now that's very interesting because Superman really isn't too good against Joker. Joker is one of the hard counters against Superman, so that is very interesting. They're respecting Summer on his Superman a lot here, still banning it out. And I definitely expect a Slayer lane pick here. We have the Yena being locked in, and Yena is actually something that Flash Wolves heroes already played this series. So this doesn't really take away anything from him. And they seem to be hovering a Violet for the side of Flash Wolves, for the jungle of course. And an Arthur being picked here against the Yena. And Arthur is actually a hard counter to Yena, guys, okay? If you didn't know, he just goes full tank and she can't do anything. She cannot beat him at all. So that is one of the very nice picks against this Yena. And we have it accompanied with what seems like a Violet jungle. That's very standard as well because we have the Joker in that Abyssal Dragon lane. All of these teams always pick up a double marksman team composition when they go for the Joker because he really isn't enough to carry you in the late game. Maybe I'm wrong, they pick up a Nakrov instead. This is, I believe, the first time we've seen a Joker as the only marksman in this whole tournament. So we'll see how this works out for Flash Wolves. Nakrov, definitely not sure what to say. I mean, if you watched yesterday's, or actually I'm not sure when I'm uploading this one, but if you watched a couple days ago, I uploaded a Laville gameplay, and yeah, Nakrov jumps on me and he just dies. Nakrov really isn't too good against Laville because Laville can block Nakrov's initial CC with his S2 and then Bow of Slaughter and then just completely blow him out. And even without Bow of Slaughter, he out damages Nakrov, which is hilarious. So yeah, we have a Kira pickup for the jungle position for Buriram United Esports. That is also understandable because they have a Marja in the mid lane. And Marja doesn't deal a ton of damage because she goes for that tanky build in professional Arena of Valor play. So yeah, makes sense that they want some more magic damage coming out of their roster there. Let's talk about the team comps right away here. Now, first of all, I feel like the early game definitely goes to the side of Flash Wolves. They have a very strong Thane in the early game, such a strong hero early game. They have a super strong Joker in the early game. They have an Nakrov who beats Kira in the early game, I believe. And they have the Arthur, who is already very tanky, starting from early levels. So he will be able to do fine against this Yena as well. And interesting, we have 4 endless cycles on both teams. However, on Buriram, it's the jungler that doesn't have endless cycle, as opposed to the Slayer laner, which we usually see in these team compositions. Now, we have Flash Wolves already poking this Lumber down very low. Nice. Half his health is already gone, so they get a little bit of an advantage here. Nakrov comes to yoink the wave from his mid laner and to poke a little bit. And yeah, they keep poking. Now, this Thane, why I'm saying that he's so strong early game is that he just is so tanky with his passive. He cannot die. He's one of the tankiest heroes, level 1. And yeah, it just enables, look how hard this Arthur is beating this Yena already. That is, I mean, that is not just a matchup. That is just heroes playing phenomenally well here. And I'm sure Yena made some mistakes there. Otherwise, she shouldn't be at that health, because what she should do is just throw her S2 to clear the wave and back out and remain at full HP. Joker already building his Gilded Griefs. Usually you see the move speed boots coming out of Joker. Oh my goodness, that Marja drops incredibly low there. They are not able to pick her up though in the end, but because they poked her out, they can go for this Spirit Sentinel for absolutely free now, and they get the jump onto Yena. She has to flicker away. She was way too greedy backporting in that bush there, way too close to the enemies, and yeah, has advanced to the grand final 3 times in international tournaments. That is very impressive. Now, we have the Joker still dropping, despite going for these Gilded Griefs, still gets pretty much one-shot by that Kira there, and it seems like Buriram will get away with their lives. This D-Rock just hit level 4 though, so he can try to poke out to snipe away the Lumber, but he doesn't do it, he doesn't decide to do it. Probably a good choice because it's not worth to waste your ult like that. D-Rock ult is much more valuable than to just get 1 kill, and that isn't even certain to get. You wanna push a wave, push a tower to like half health with that D-Rock wall. That is the power play you wanna abuse that long ultimate cooldown for. Of course, it is like a 70-second cooldown level 1, so definitely gonna use it very wisely. And yeah, as you can see, Flash Wolves is, despite dropping their early death there on that Joker, they are still ahead in the gold because they have the better early game comp. They are able to secure that Spirit Sentinel to push these waves out faster, and it seems like they will secure this dragon. Very well played. Kato punishes it and secures it with that. Now Labil is trying to return some damage onto them. Nunu is playing ridiculously aggressive, but he can because Marja has incredible move speed in the early game, in the late game, always with that passive. It is absolutely insane. So you can just walk around, dodge the Feign S1 there, and is completely safe. And now we have top lane Arthur getting ganked, but is tanky enough already. They couldn't get him at all, and now this Makrov is 1 level ahead, more than a full level ahead of this Kira. He is just smurfing on her, secures the red buff. She uses her S1, but he has the Arctic Orb, and it seems like he will still die though. Over-aggressed, I thought he can easily get away there, but he didn't have the cooldowns up of his dashes in time and ends up dropping, uses the Arctic Orb as well. You hate to see it. At least he took away the XP and gold from the enemy jungler with that red buff, so it's still not that bad. And while I'm saying that, beautiful catch there by the Thane and D-Rock combo with that huge CC coming in onto that Lumber, and they finally are able to get him, and they also force his Endless Cycle there. So that's really good as well. Now, for the late game, while I'm trying to talk about the late game, we have a huge fight coming out again. Now this Thane is a little bit in trouble, but he is able to jump away with his S1. Now, as I said, for the late game, Kira is of course ridiculously strong, right? She counters Joker really hard as well. This Marja really needs to watch out. She might end up dropping here. She is very fast, but S1 is coming out. Has the Arctic Orb, will have the ult very soon. This is a huge turnaround onto heroes here, but he just sprints away. Arthur really clowning on the enemies right now. While it may seem like a troll pick, Arthur, he is doing incredibly well right here. He is keeping them busy for so long. That's a free dragon, that's a free lobby kill there. Instant dragon here coming out as well. He wants to clear the mid lane wave first. Very wise choice by Kato. They might lose that top lane tower to Kira and Yena pushing. Definitely. That is gonna drop, and they don't get the dragon yet either. That is very interesting. Not sure why they stopped doing the dragon. I think they definitely had to do that. In my opinion, that is kind of a waste there, but they somehow backed out. Maybe they were scared of the Lumber and Marja, but I don't think you should be scared of them, or not scared enough to not do the dragon in that case. And yeah, we have heal reduction completed by Shishi on his D-Rock right now. That is going to be big for the Marja and for the Kira. She has quite a bit of healing in her kit as well, so that is going to be pretty useful there. And yeah, we have Nunu getting caught out, doesn't have his ultimate ready, but with the sprint, this Marja is just way too fast. He is applying so much pressure on the enemies. He is definitely Buriram's saving grace so far in this game. While they may seem ahead, they're still behind in gold because, as I said, Flash Wolves can farm much faster, easier with that early game team composition that they have. Or not even early game, just a stronger early game BDM is. Because let me tell you, Thane is ridiculously strong late game. D-Rock is of course ridiculously strong late game as well. And we have Arthur, which may seem like I'm trolling right now that I say Arthur is pretty strong late game, but he is definitely stronger than a Yeena late game, and you can see it already here. Look how much damage they're dealing. He's definitely gonna finish her off. S2 used soon, and easy pickup onto that Yeena, thanks to that Nakroth gank onto her. Very well played by them. And yeah, as I said, Arthur is so tanky late game, and he still deals a decent amount of damage, has that ultimate on a very low cooldown, can use it twice in most team fights, and has that sprint, has the permanent frost cape being applied on his S1, and the S1 has like a 4-second cooldown late game, so it is definitely not to be underestimated. Nice poke coming out by D-Rock onto Laville. And yeah, I feel like the late game still, actually I think the late game goes to Flash Wolves, because they have the D-Rock wall that just completely destroys and counters Laville auto attacks, okay? And Laville is all about his auto attacks. So while the Kira is definitely strong, the Marja can be very strong too. I feel like the team fights just go into Flash Wolves' favor if D-Rock places a nice wall. So it will really depend on how this D-Rock plays. Of course, he's not as easy to play as a Laville. He has to really operate well in these team fights, not only with the wall, but also with the S1, S2. If he can get some nice combos, spam his S1 maybe 2 to 3 times in a team fight, it is gonna do a lot. Marja completely gets CC'd and didn't use her ult, just really inting there by Nunu. I think he tried to use his ult at the last second, but then he got CC'd by Nakroth, and yeah, just a huge mistake coming out by Marja. Definitely giving Flash Wolves a lot of breathing room here once again, because it seemed like they lost grasp of this game in terms of macro. Now this Thane uses a beautiful Darkly Orb, counters the Kira S1, and this is a huge combo coming out by D-Rock, and the Thane, after the stun of D-Rock hit, flickering in to push her back into the team. So Marja just completely getting destroyed here, and D-Rock wall trying to push this tower, not able to though. It is instantly cleared by that Lumber ult and by the Yeena S1, and they are able to save that tower still. So a very even games coming out so far. I have to say, this is a very enjoyable final. I'm very glad that it is this enjoyable. And yeah, we'll see if they can. Of course, Lumber ult is always going to clear out these waves, guys. You can't really do anything against if the Lumber ult is ready. He will always be able to slow the wave down, you know, it doesn't hit the tower and it just burns down. But while I'm saying that, some other thing burns down as well. It is the Dark Slayer going down to the side of Flash Wolves here. Kato is able to secure it with his punish there, and is even able to get away after he's not stunned anymore by that Laville. And now D-Rock flickered away, is in a very good position, and this is a good teamfight setup for Flash Wolves. Definitely Buriram has to disengage, and they do but they forced Shishi's Flicker and Arctic Orb, so that's still a pretty good return that they got there in the end, after losing that Dark Slayer to the Flash Wolves. Now, as I said, this late game will be very iffy. As soon as Shishi messes up his ult or messes up his S1, S2, the Laville will just rain onto them, because Laville makes quick way off Arthur despite him being so tanky. Yeah. Ooh, Laville gets caught though. Beautiful push into the wall by Thane. Pins the boy against the wall. I mean, to each their own. And yeah, we have the Laville dropping. Of course, he uses Endless Cycle, so he's already back into the fray. But they are able, Flash Wolves is able to secure that tier 2 tower. They are now 2 towers ahead. They are now almost 3k gold ahead. Huge swing, huge power play coming out with that Dark Slayer for them, and they are even almost able to get this tier 2 tower in the mid lane as well. Not quite. Joker is not there, so they don't have that ranged DPS coming in. And we have Kato just completing his Leviathan. I didn't check the items. I'm not sure if he was sitting on a Null's Cleaver, which is of course the tier 2 tank jungle item for the game, or if he, I mean, he probably was, right? He was probably sitting on that, and yeah, just completed it right now because he wanted to get a rank breaker and an Omni Arms first, and he went for a Medallion of Troy. In general, 3 Medallion of Troy coming out of this Flash Wolves roster. This is, of course, to completely counter this Kira, because she's the only thing that can hurt this Joker. She's the only thing that can hurt this Nakrov, honestly, because the Laville, if the Nakrov gets onto him, and if it's a team fight, if it's a 1v1, Nakrov loses, but if it's a team fight, just like we're seeing here, where he has backup by his Stain to further CC the Laville, then the Laville will die anyway, so he doesn't need a lot of armor. Plus, he has the armor of Leviathan, and yeah, just they also get the Medallion of Troy against Marja as well, so her poke won't be as obnoxious. So just a very nice itemization. I believe on Joker, Medallion of Troy is very, very underrated, guys. Because, of course, he is immune against any physical damage. If you get that Medallion of Troy, sure, you're losing some damage, but at the end of the day, you will be unkillable, absolutely unkillable. And that's exactly what we're seeing here. This is going to be an unkillable Joker. He's just going to be able to dish out a ton of damage without caring about any of the enemy members. And that is definitely going to show in the mid game in this match here. We have the Thane getting hard caught, but this is exactly what I was talking about. He got caught so hard, but he was able to survive with his passive. And now we have this Arthur that just keeps re-engaging, has his ult back up again. It is just so much damage coming out by that Flash Wolves roster after they were able to save their Thane. I believe a D-Rock wall was in there as well to save him from some auto attacks, and that was just beautifully played. Super nice bait coming in by Thane. Just in general, a stellar Thane performance. 3-0 and 3 in this game so far. Definitely very impressive Thane gameplay. I wouldn't expect to say this in a pro match, but we have to point it out here. Gua is playing super well on this Thane, and definitely showing that Thane shouldn't be underestimated. We have Fenrir being completed by Joker, and now he has a juicy amount of damage. But take a look at the gold of Nakrov. He's at full items. He is at 12k gold. His Joker is at 8k as a comparison. That is absolutely insane. While I'm saying that, we have at the bottom left, bottom right, excuse me, we have Marja almost getting caught there, but she is able to sniff out the trap and just uses her S1 into the bush. And if you didn't know, if you should play with sound enabled, especially when you're playing Marja, because you hear a difference in sound it makes when it hits somebody. You don't see it in an animation, okay? If someone's in the bush, you throw your S1 as a Marja, you hear if there is someone in the bush, okay, if it hits them. So that is a nice tip for you Marja players. And yeah, we have the mid lane tower at 40 HP. That is gonna drop to a single Joker auto attack, to a single minion auto attack actually even. And we have top lane being pushed there, and the wave is not being cleared. This is a free tier 2 tower. Now the thing about Buriram's roster is they don't really have too much wave clear, because they have Marja and she goes tanky and she isn't good at clearing these minions despite her S1 having a lot of range. And Marja gets caught once again. Definitely not too impressive of a performance by Nunu coming in this game, but I get it. He wanted to clear the wave, but he just wasn't able to. As I said, Marja has to really suicide into those waves to clear them with her ultimate. You can see the build that's coming out of her. She has a Berifs, she has heal reduction, and she has a Gaia's, and she's building onto a Frost Guard, I assume. So it really isn't too much damage coming out of her, but we have a huge team fight coming out here. Thane pushing 3 people against the wall, keeping them busy, flickers out, and enables his Flash Wolves roster to completely annihilate the other members of Buriram United Esports there. Very nice team fight. Again, Thane, huge MVP in this game so far. Absolutely playing out of his mind. Exactly what I told you at the beginning. He is one of the tankiest heroes, not only in the early game, but just in general. And this is exactly what we're seeing coming out of him. And he has an Aegis, which gives him so much cooldown reduction. His S1 becomes spammable at this point, like a 5-second cooldown. So you can just keep pushing people into walls. And that is absolutely crazy. Or not even into walls, just keep pushing people around. And we have Kira going deep, but she gets completely called out and is easily gonna drop here. Kato almost loses his Blade of Eternity, but he is able to lifesteal against her ranged auto attack. And yeah, they're good. This is an Enraged Abyssal Dragon being taken by Flash Wolves right now as well, so we'll see if they get it. And I love this item coming out of Gua here on his Thane. He built a Rock Shield on Thane, okay? That is gonna be one of the tankiest heroes that you can get in Arena of Valor with that item. And for the people who are saying now, but man, he already has an active item on his support item. Guys, you can open the shop and switch which active item is chosen. A lot of people don't know that, so I'm pointing it out here. You can literally just open the shop, press on the other item, and there's an activate button below it. And you can press on that activate button and it will choose another active. So you can use the ring to scout people out, to reveal the Kira in invisibility. Then you open your shop during the team fight, you choose your Rock Shield, you press the activate thing, and then you close your shop again, you go into the team fight, activate Rock Shield, and it is beautiful. We have the Frostcape finally completed by this Arthur. He had to go for an early Medallion of Troy and early Gaia's against all this magic damage coming out from Buriram, but he's finally able to get his Frostcape power spike, and with that he is gonna be so obnoxious. Let me tell you guys, you cannot escape from this Arthur anymore. It is ridiculous. He also has an increased healing enchantment and he has the Desperate Duel. This is of course a build that I already showed months ago. It is the standard Arthur build and it is crazy effective, simple but effective. And yeah, we have D-Rock getting engaged on, but he is flickering away. Is he gonna get away? He does not get it. He is getting away, still has his mana, which of course acts as his secondary health pool, and he is able to get away. Beautifully played by him. Just, they tried their best to kill him, but they are not able to finish off this D-Rock, and they lose two of their members, and now this Arthur is just completely going deep inside the enemy's base here. Just doesn't even die there, gets away from the tower with a couple hundred health points, and it seems like Flash Wolves is gonna be able to clear out this enemy core and finish this game. Beautifully played. It was very even early game, but then they just pulled the trigger and they completely destroyed this Buriram United Esports roster in the end. Now, this is a 2-1 in the series right now. So definitely the series spicing up right now. We'll see to how many games we get. And of course, Buriram still only needs 2 more victories to be the world champion here in this APL 2020. Kato gets the MVP. I think Thane should be the MVP. But of course, Kato had some more kill participation. He played amazingly well as well. No doubt about that. But Thane, you know, that is just a special performance by him, man. That was just absolutely crazy. 31% tanked as well for Thane. More than his Arthur, which has how much gold more? Let's check. Let's check how much gold this Arthur has more. Okay, only 2k. I don't even know, man. Why does he only have 2k more? What is going on, man? Supports get too much gold, but it's all good. We will, of course, be continuing straight away with game number 4. And there we go with the game number 4 draft here. Flash Wolves instantly banning out that D-Rock. They saw what Shishi was doing to the enemies in that previous game. They don't want Nunu to repeat that to themselves, so they ban it out. Very smart of them. Buriram, after their loss, choosing red side once again. And we have Buriram on this banning out Zip, of course. Now, I believe we'll see a Florentino ban as well, and we see another Crixie ban coming out of Flash Wolves. So again, just denying this Crixie from Nunu time and time again. It is absolutely hilarious. I fully expect either a Richter or Florentino ban coming out of Buriram here. We have a Florentino ban, yep. Not locked in yet, but I think it will get locked in. And we might see a Flash Wolves. Ooh, Xenial ban actually. Now I like that one because now if the enemies, if Flash Wolves picks up Richter, you can pick up Florentino at least. While Richter is definitely gonna get first picked here by Flash Wolves, because he wins that matchup. And there it is, locked in. He wins that matchup against Florentino, but Florentino is still just a really strong hero. I think you still want to pick him up here for Buriram, and we'll see if they won't. That would be crazy, because Flash Wolves can get Florentino as well then, and then they can have a Slayer lane Florentino and then Abyssal Dragon lane Richter with, I don't know, something in the jungle. They didn't pick a Landor yet. That would be a very nice setup. We have Flash being hovered here by Buriram. I definitely can see them picking up Flash. It's not a bad pick, because I believe Flash Wolves didn't use Caffeine yet. I think they did. Nah, they did. Never mind. Gotta use Caffeine. But still, it is still a really good... Okay, we see a Krizix being hovered. Of course, a lot of support bans coming out. Xenial Zip already banned out. And we still have the Florentino pickup. Yep, I like it because, as I said, that would be a crazy pickup here for Flash Wolves. Now, what I believe is Krizix actually is not... I mean, what these teams so far did is they didn't want to pick up Krizix against... I mean, they didn't want to pick up Elandor against Krizix. So we might see no Elandor pick coming out by Flash Wolves, but they definitely want a marksman jungler. And now they kind of trapped themselves because they picked the Chi, which is of course really, really strong against Florentino. That's exactly what they want. They have Richter, he can go mid lane by the way as well, very good. Shishi is one of the mid laners that when Richter came out, he played him sometimes in the mid lane. One of the only ones in the world. So we might see that. But in all likeliness, we will see the Richter going out in that Abyssal Dragon lane. We will see Shishi, we will see heroes on his Chi in that Slayer lane going up against Florentino. And we will see, of course, Ibnef as a support picked up. And we have the Elandor pickup coming out by Buriram. And I fully expect them to ban Lindis and Fennec here. Or a Violet. We'll see. Maybe a Violet would actually be a better ban. I definitely expect a Violet ban right now coming out of Buriram, or what would be very cheeky by them is a Fennec ban, and then they pick up the Violet for the lane themselves, and then you really completely scuffed Flash Wolves' options here, because then it's really hard for them to go marksman jungle. But I'm not sure how well Violet fits this team comp. I feel like it will be too late game centric then for this Buriram roster against a Richter especially. So this might not be a good option. We have a Darcy ban. And do you know what that Darcy ban targets? It targets the Richter mid and Darcy jungle, the AP jungle, so you can put an AD mid. That's exactly what this is targeting. So as I said, Richter definitely can go mid here. And we have a pain ban coming out of Flash Wolves because they don't want this Buriram roster to go Nunu, to go pain on Nunu in the mid lane. And of course, Ignis instantly picked up by this Buriram roster. And now we have a very interesting instant double pick coming out. Kriknak locked in, Elsu locked in. Kriknak will definitely go jungle. Now Elsu can go mid or Abyssal Dragon lane. I think we will see him mid. But the issue about that is now, okay, we have no magic damage coming out of this Flash Wolves roster. And that will be very, very difficult to operate. Especially because Ignis can go for that double armor build with that Beriths and the, what's it called? Frost Guard, right? So that might be huge. We have Florentino, he can go for a very tanky build with Aegis and Mail of Pain. We have Errol coming out for that Abyssal Dragon lane. He can go very tanky as well. Has a lot of good options for tanky items there, for armor items. So this will be definitely an uphill battle in the mid and late game. Now the redeeming factor, of course, is that this S2 looks way cooler. This looks way cooler than on my phone. Look at this S2 on... Wait, no way, man. This skin looks way better than it does. Is that a new skin? That Elsu skin is amazing. No, it's the same. Guys, it looks better than on my phone. What is that? What is that about, Timmy, huh? Why does it look so cool? Anyway, I swear I never saw that S2 charging so cool. Anyway, let's get back into business here. We have, as I said, this redeeming factor is this Elsu, because he goes for the Muramasa. He has 100% armor pierce with his S1 and Muramasa if he's standing still. So these snipes will still deal a billion amount of damage. So that is the redeeming factor here. However, still no magic damage. The Chi will really not deal as much damage in this game because everyone will go armor. The Richter does some magic damage, has some true damage, so that's also a redeeming factor. And we have Kriknak. He is mostly physical damage. I believe his S1 auto attack, the percentage damage is magic damage, but I'm not quite sure. But I believe it is, so that's also a little bit of a redeeming factor. But at the end of the day, not enough magic damage for them. And we have Kato just again. Flash Wolves plays all around their jungler. They just want Kato to get ahead every single game, and he does consistently every single game. He plays really well when he is ahead, and this is exactly what they're doing. They give him a lot of these mini waves. They want him to be super fed. They want this Kriknak to use his strong early game to snowball the whole game, and exactly what they're doing already. They have the Kriknak in that early game much stronger than level 4, much stronger than Alandor, no questions. We have him, of course, much stronger at taking down objectives like Abyssal Dragon as well, with his percentage damage on S1. But in tower pushing, this Flash Wolves roster will struggle a little bit. Now, Shishi is being engaged on and gets a return kill. No, does not get a return kill onto this Kha'Zix. However, he stalls enough time for Flash Wolves to follow up, and we have a crazy just team fight coming in by Flash Wolves, cleans up 2 of the enemies, 2-for-1 advantage coming out for the Flash Wolves right now. However, Buriram secured the first blood, and first blood means they get some more gold for that first kill. So it is kind of even still, only a 200 gold lead for Flash Wolves. Now we have Flash Wolves again, Kato clearing out that mid lane wave. If you're a solo ranked jungler, don't be this toxic. They talk about this strategy. This is what they do as a team. Don't do this. If you do this to me, I will go AFK. I'm gonna be honest. I will enable chat. I will flame your mom. How about that, okay? You don't want to do this. Please. You have teammates who want to carry as well in your team. You can't be that self-centric and think you're the only player in the game, okay? It's not a PvE game. It's PvP with 4 other members. Now, to get back in this game, we have the Buriram United Esports roster actually securing the Abyssal Dragon there and getting a kill onto this Richter who just overextended into this team fight, unfortunately for him. But instant rotation coming out by Flash Wolves, and they just completely destroyed this Alandor. He messed up with his S2, jumped at the wrong time, and they are able to pick up the Kha'Zix kill as well. However, this Florentino is going deep right now, and he is trying to pick up this Elsu, is not able to. And the Elsu gets the kill in the end after using his Arctic Orb. Florentino used his Arctic Orb as well and was not able to get anything for that. So that is a huge advantage coming out for the side of Flash Wolves. However, despite all these kills, only a 1000 gold lead, which is definitely decent at this point of the game. It is definitely a nice gold lead to have. Good position, winning position for Flash Wolves here. But it is not the end of the world. Buriram can still come back, and they have an Ignis in the late game, they have an Alandor in the late game, they have a Kha'Zix and a Florentino in the late game. Meanwhile, Flash Wolves has that full physical roster. So again, if Buriram goes for a little bit of a tanky build on all their members, this will be very difficult for Flash Wolves to win here. Their redeeming factor, of course, is they have insane rotation speed, even late game coming out by Kriknak, insane Slayer control and fast Slayer kills coming out from Kriknak again, and Abyssal Dragon, of course, and Raged One for the late game. And they have these Elsu snipes. If he hits them well, he can completely destroy this Alandor, destroy this Ignis, and yeah, it just depends on how well these teams are gonna play. I think the late game is definitely in Buriram's favor though. Especially because they have huge combos with that Ignis and the Kha'Zix. Just so much AoE coming in. This arrow will be kind of useless. He'll be useless all game. It is just a useless pick, kind of. Well, not really. For ranked, he is not that bad, but for a competitive game, heroes like Arrow just get worse and worse the higher skill the game is, okay? Because people know that he's gonna heal a lot, so they respect it and they don't play into his hands. But in solo ranked, people are stupid and you can just completely outplay people 1v3 because you just heal so much. And yeah, but we'll see how it turns out. At the end of the day, this arrow can still be just absorbing a lot of damage. As I said, he goes for that Mantle of Ra, and we have a top lane tower dropping to the side of Flash Wolves here. They are they secure the first tower of the game only 6 minutes into the game, and this Elzu is trying to poke, has to flicker away. Very unfortunate for him there. He ended up overextending, misses the snipe afterwards as well, but ended up just overextending for this tower. And we have him building a small armor pierce item and then going for that Fafnir's. So doesn't go for Muramasa instantly, goes for a more of an attack speed focused build, this is the standard build, honestly. Muramasa first item is when you're very confident in your snipes, okay? Usually you go for a Fafnir's first. And yeah, that's exactly what he's doing here. We'll see how much he will get done with this build though, because before he completes that Muramasa, his damage won't be too spectacular, but he's already building onto it. Fafnir's is completed, and now this is exactly what I'm talking about. Flash Wolves has that insane speed on the Slayer kills, and this is exactly what we're seeing here. As soon as it spawned at 7 minutes, they, like 20 seconds later, they already started up and they secure it already. Buriram already falling behind very hard, and it is very similar to last game. Early game, mid game even, and then now this late game that is starting soon is going into the hands of Flash Wolves, and this Elandur completely gets caught out there at the end of that teamfight by Kriknak, gets finished up, and now this Kriknak will just finish up everybody. Beautiful dodge on that Florentino S1, and the Florentino playing out of his mind right there, but still gets picked up. Beautiful Richter Flicker S1 coming out. That was just such a well-played teamfight by both teams. Super stellar mechanics coming in. Very impressive, and we have the Drake already pushing down that mid lane tower. Now, I'm not sure if they will be able to pick up this tier 2 mid lane tower as well. I think they will, but the Ignis ult is there, not able to get into range though. Very well played by Ibanez, zoning him away, and Heroes instantly playing the macro game correctly, rotates over to that tier 2 in the bottom lane, and they got all the tier 2 towers now. They are just, I think they got the tier 2 top tower as well. Yeah, that's down as well. So they secured all the towers right now, and they are just playing out of their mind right now. Just a very well played game coming out by Flash Wolves. The first 2 games they played well, but Buriram was able to get the best of them. But now, this last game and the current one, just crazy performance coming out by Flash Wolves. And if they keep this up for this game, they're already 7k gold ahead almost. That is a crazy gold lead, almost insurmountable for Buriram at this point. If they keep playing this well, they will definitely finish off this game very soon, and at that point we will have a tied series at 2-2. And look at this Kriknak, man. Kato always gets ahead with his Kriknak, ahead with all of his heroes, but especially Kriknak farms so well, so fast, and he is able to get ahead so far that he can just engage a 1v3, still has his Arctic Orb up, finishes the Elandur, and then just uses Arctic Orb. His whole team follows up, and he just completes the remaining 2 kills for a beautiful triple kill, solidifying their lead even further. They're taking a look at a 10k gold lead very soon, but I think it won't even get to that because they will just completely finish off this game, possibly with this push, probably not, because this minion is almost dead. They have a beautiful top lane wave who's almost at full HP, pushing into that tier 3 tower, and we really have Buriram completely out of position, and they seem to just be way too far behind. Nunu tries to clear out that wave, ends up just running in and using Archigor. I'm not sure. I feel like they're very, very tilted right now because this game is just pretty much lost. Not much you can do. Beautiful snipe coming out by Shishi. Florentino survives with like 50 HP there, and they seem to be going back here. Gonna secure that next Slayer. It is only 11 minutes in, so no Enraged Abyssal Dragon, but the normal Abyssal Dragon is spawning as well in 10 seconds. However, they don't need that, and Kriknak is so far ahead he can just solo this Slayer very easily. Almost has his Fenrir's. 7-0 Kriknak, playing absolutely beautifully right now. Just completed his Fenrir's, and that will be way too much damage in the next team fight. We have the Abyssal Dragon being taken down real quick here. And we'll see if they will be able to just clear this out. They don't have a Chi Flicker available, but I feel like they can just engage with anything. It doesn't really matter what they do at this point. They're just completely smurfing on this Buriram roster right now. They should be able to finish this game off very soon. They just need to clear out the minion waves. They have a slow push being set up in the bottom lane. So yeah, we'll see what that will do for them. They will definitely be able to get these last tier 3 towers very easily. They have a Drake. Bottom, they have this Florentino will get ganked and will get killed right here. No, he is able to sprint and ult away from harm. However, now this Critics tries to re-engage Errol as well, but it does not matter, guys. This is just way too large of a gold lead. I think Flash Wolves could literally just not do anything and just stand next to the enemies and they would just burn down to their Mantle of Ra or whatever. It is just absolutely crazy how far ahead they are, and this will be game over as Elsu is beating up this core and finishes the core up. Just a beautiful performance coming out by this Flash Wolves roster in this game number 4, evening out the series 2-2. Very nice. I hope we can get to game 7 here. We'll see if this will be that close or if Flash Wolves will just smurf for 2 more games onto this Buriram roster. Definitely this game right now was just a huge stomp, especially because I gave the game to Buriram in terms of draft, right? So very, very just impressive performance coming out by Flash Wolves. Kato gets the MVP, very well deserved. I believe he only died at the end there because he dove the fountain or something. And yeah, we have definitely Kriknak will be dealing the most damage probably. Yeah, 29%. Elsu's still able to get 30%. Very well played. And yeah, just a beautiful game 4 coming out, and we will of course continue right away with game 5. Alright guys, 2-2 in this series, super exciting. We'll see how this game 5 progresses. Of course, the draft will get more and more scuffed now. It will get more and more fun to check out these drafts because a lot of these heroes were picked already. But we still see those standard first bans coming out. Of course, on the side of Buriram, we haven't seen Dirak and Richter yet, so those 2 banned out by Flash Wolves. And on the side of Flash Wolves, we haven't seen Florentino or Zip yet, so those 2 are banned out as well. Now we might see a lot of priority on this Slayer lane once again. We might see a Kilgroth coming out as a first pick here by the side of Flash Wolves. I'm not sure if Buriram picked Kilgroth already. I'm not recording these on the same day, so you know, you gotta apologize for the memory. But yeah, we'll see what Flash Wolves picks up here. As I said, we see a lot of these Slayer lanes being picked out early on. However, now in game 5 of the series, a lot of these Slayer lane picks are already gone for both teams, and not a lot of them overlap. Omen being first picked here. Buriram, of course, already used Omen, so this is not a pick that is taken away from Buriram. So that's why they switch it to Varus. That's something I like, honestly, because this Varus can go in both side lanes, and she can go into the mid lane as well, and she can even go in the jungle. So that's just a really nice pick, and Buriram hasn't picked Varus either yet. And again, they of course already picked Omen, so that wouldn't have been a good first pick. Now, if they pick Omen, I think Flash Wolves still wants to pick up Omen here, because I think Varus is not a good Slayer laner. I think she's better in the Abyssal Dragon or in the mid lane, and she can go jungle even, but you know, that is not something you want to see ideally. However, so far in this tournament, she was mostly picked in that jungle position, but that was basically because people ran out of jungle picks, okay? Now, we see that Kilgrove now instantly... Oh, not yet. I think Kilgrove is a really good pick here for Flash Wolves, because Kilgrove really, there's not much left for the enemies to pick in the Slayer lane. So if Flash Wolves picks up Kilgrove here, then Buriram doesn't have that available to themselves. However, I really like the Xenial pickup by Buriram, because that is just such a strong support that is still remaining for both teams here. So that is just an absolute no-brainer to pick that up. And Xenial with Kilgrove, by the way, is a absolutely insane combo in the late game. You go in the team fight, and guys, nothing you can do against that Xenial. He's life stealing and he gets a heal and a damage reduction from that Xenial ult. That is just way too strong on that Kilgrove. And yeah, we have Hayate being picked instantly. It's a very nice pick against Kriknak because you can go for Frost Cape and you won't be one-shot anymore. It's a very nice pick against any tank, so Xenial is countered here as well. So I really like the Hayate pick. Also a pick that was available to both. So far Flash Wolves providing a completely flawless draft right now. They have a Pain as well, which again, both teams could be picking up. And Pain is just really strong, can be flexed into mid lane, into jungle. So again, they have those flex picks. And now an Elsu coming out. Now Elsu also can be flexed into either Nunu can play him or 007X in that Abyssal Dragon lane. So again, a nice little flex pick coming out. So far, we see a Rourke ban coming out. So Buriram thinks that Pain will be put into the mid lane. Now the thing about that is that they have to spend jungle bans now because they think Pain will be in the mid lane. And at that point, they might be wasting them because Pain can just be put in the jungle. And yeah, so I really like this draft so far by Flash Wolves. They once again ban away the Crixie. They think Elsu will go over to 007X and not be put in the mid lane. So yeah, that's why they're banning this Crixie out. Seems like they really don't want Nunu to play Crixie. That's hilarious, guys. Yeah. We'll see what comes out as a second ban by Buriram's side. I think you don't wanna ban another jungler. You might wanna ban something else. Yeah, they banned Sephara, which would be a very good support pick here for the side of Flash Wolves. Now, this is something that we haven't really seen this tournament at all. I think maybe Proe from Team Flash played Sephara in the support position because he's historically the only support player that always played Sephara, even when she wasn't that strong anymore. So yeah, and we have a Violet ban coming out by Flash Wolves here because they don't want this Violet to be put in the... Yeah, I don't know, that's a little bit confusing because the Violet, of course, Violet hard counters Hayate if you didn't know. Hayate tries to shoot her with his shurikens and she just rolls to the side and then just pokes him out with her S1 auto attacks, right? So that might be a good ban, but at the end of the day, man, I feel like this Buriram roster wouldn't have enough magic damage if they would go for that, okay? So yeah, we have Buriram really thinking long about this pick though, so maybe this Violet was exactly what they wanted to pick. And they pick Darcy for Nunu. Now again, I keep saying it, I'm not a huge fan of Darcy in the mid lane. I think he belongs in the jungle. I think that's where he can farm much faster and really get his power spikes. He has that Apocalypse, Loki's Curse available, which I think is better than Apocalypse in a lot of cases because you are building it so early as a jungle item and it just works much better. I feel like the build is just much better set up for a Darcy in the jungle. So again, I'm not a huge fan of that, and now Flash Wolves still get this Kilgrove. Still picking away this Kilgrove. That is so awkward to me because I feel like Buriram really wanted to pick up this Kilgrove much earlier. And now Flash Wolves has a huge pick here because Kilgrove cannot get countered by anything what Buriram can pick. And they also have this Omen still in their back pocket for a future game for Flash Wolves for a Slayer lane. So they are set up beautifully in this draft right now, guys. They have the Alice as well as a support pick, which is gonna... so that, of course, means Pain is definitely going into the... wait, actually, where is Pain going? Nah, Gigi is going mid lane Varus. That's very standard. And yeah, Pain is going to be staying in the jungle. I really like this roster coming out of Flash Wolves. And we have a last pick, Roxy. Now, Roxy can be good against Kilgrove, but again, it's not a hard counter. He can kite her. He can like kite away from her fire and still has enough range to auto attack her. So still lifesteal. And just in general, the later the game goes, the stronger Kilgrove gets. And yeah, Kilgrove is a really, really strong hero right now for competitive, because you have these Slayer lanes are an island. They are solo against, 1v1, and Kilgrove is one of the best 1v1 heroes. Now, we will see how this... it's so funny because they have an Interstellar setup in the mid lane. Darcy with the Interstellar Council skin against Varus with the Interstellar Council skin. So that's pretty funny. But yeah, this Varus is already doing such a good job, man. This Darcy is already half HP. Varus with that Alice as well is such a nice combo, because Alice has so much CC. She can also speed up the Varus during her passive, so she can hit that better. And yeah, it's the highest gold per minute after the semifinals. That is very nice. The jungle position, of course, flexing their brokenness. But yeah, we'll see how this will turn out. Of course, Varus is, if you guys didn't know, if you guys haven't noticed, Varus is very similar to Malok, okay? It is a very similar hero. It is a tanky hero that goes in deep, that lifesteals a bunch, and is just very hard to take down, and has a lot of true damage, okay? Has a lot of healing. So, also has an ability, her passive, Malok's S1, that activates, and then you have to walk in and then hit them, right? So, these type of heroes with an Alice are incredibly broken, because Alice can set up your ability there, speed you up with her S2, and while I'm saying that, huge teamfight breaks out. Xenial is able to flicker away from that Pain, and now this Alice is getting attacked. However, she is able to get away with her Purify there, remove all those slows and stuff to run away. Beautifully played, and we have the Spirit Sentinel going to the side of Flash Wolves, so they're already a little bit ahead in terms of pressure, not ahead in terms of gold, so they're getting out-farmed here. Hayate gets that Spirit Sentinel, however, so he's gonna be very healthy in his lane. And by the way, we have a lane swap coming out from this Flash Wolves roster. Actually, they had the Kilgrove in that bottom lane. They don't want the Kilgrove to lane against this Roxy early game, I believe. The thing about that is that this Elsu really destroys Kilgrove as well early game. I feel like even more so than a Roxy, but I feel like Elsu destroys everything early game. Meanwhile, the Hayate can now beat this Roxy, so it's probably in their favor. But I don't think it's too big of a deal. The issue about that is, now they have a Kilgrove in that Abyssal Dragon lane for those fights. And Kilgrove really isn't too useful for an Abyssal Dragon lane fight early game. Meanwhile, a Hayate ult would be very nice to have there. So yeah, they also have a nice combo here, Alice and the Hayate ult. So very nice AoE combos. Meanwhile, of course, Buriram has a really sick combo with the Darcy and Elsu snipes. Because Darcy ult can set it up, of course, and now this Varus is very low, will not be taken down, uses her Arctic Orb. Oh my goodness, that is 1 HP right there, man, that is so close. She used her Arctic Orb because she tried to predict the Kriknak jumping onto her. However, he waited beautifully, very well played by first one there on his Kriknak. And now this Pain is going deep, and Pain is so incredibly broken. Almost one-shots this Xenial. However, Xenial is able to get away with his life after using that Arctic Orb. And now Roxy runs in, gets that little, what even was that? The Pain. But she is not able to get him completely. And now F1 gets away as well with his life. Oh, but this Elsu is dead. Yeah, this Elsu is dead for sure. There's no way. Yup, nice. Finally, the first blood dropping. Very nice mechanics coming out of everybody here. Just playing very well. And something very interesting to point out, only 2 endless cycles on the side of Flash Wolves, guys. Of course, Kilgrove needs that Devil's Awakening. Varus kind of needs that desperate duel, not gonna lie. And I mean, Pain doesn't really need that Curse of Death, but it adds a ton of damage to his kit. Meanwhile, we have Buriram with a full set of Endless Cycles, okay? So that will be a clown fiesta in the late game. However, Flash Wolves definitely has the early game advantage because they have more damage in their kits. They have more, And as soon as all the Endless Cycles are used up, if this gets to very late game, Flash Wolves has a huge advantage because they still have enchantments at that point. Meanwhile, Buriram doesn't have anything. Now we have the mid lane wave being cleared out here by that Varus and Alice. Now again, I can't stress enough how nice this combo is for a Varus. It is so enjoyable to play Varus with a good Alice. And yeah, we'll see if she can pop off, because Varus, so far this tournament was a huge flop. Not a single Varus did well in this tournament, okay? We've seen some of them picked, some of them were side lane, most of them were in the jungle, like one was side lane I think, and that's it for Varus, and none of them were successful, all of them were just feeding. But this Varus might be different, okay? She's already doing very well, because she's in the mid lane. It's just in general a better position for Varus, and with that Alice again, nice combo there. And what I was talking about earlier, that Darcy and Elsu combo is really nice, because you put down the ult on Darcy, and then Elsu can guarantee hit his snipe, and that's a lot of burst, okay, from very far away. So Buriram definitely has a very nice pick comp, so they want to get those picks. They want to find people by themselves on the enemy team and just burst them down, okay? And that's exactly what Darcy, Kriknak, and Elsu want to do. Now we, on the side of Flash Wolves, of course, we have a very nice team fight comp, okay? And a very nice comp that plays around this Kilgrove as well, because you can have Kilgrove split pushing and Pain just follows it up with his ultimate if he gets ganked, and they can turn around the 2v2 in that case. Yeah, we'll see. Definitely both teams have a lot of room to outplay the other team, so this should be a very interesting game. So far, dead even, 7 minutes into the game, only 1 kill dropping. We have Elsu getting that first, actually that second tower of the game for Buriram Esports. So they pull ahead 1000 gold. So they're in a very nice spot now. It seems like they will get control of this dragon as well, but huge Pain ult completely defeating the enemies there. Double kill to the side of Flash Wolves. Very well set up again by the Varus and Alice combo. Just a really nice, really nice draft coming in by Flash Wolves. I feel like Flash Wolves' draft is better. Again, because I feel like Buriram's draft has some issues, like the Darcy in the mid lane. Definitely not something that I'm a fan of, at least. Maybe these teams are. Alice gets caught, but that's exactly why she has Purify. She uses the Purify and gets away. However, she still gets caught by the Darcy ult, by that Kriknak ult. Varus is going deep, but she has to back out. Now, the thing about that fight was Alice has 2 Purifies, okay? She purified with her Purify spell, and she has the Purifying Bracers. Hayate going deep, dishing out a ton of damage onto the enemies, not able to finish off that Roxy though, however. Even used his Arctic Orb there, so very unfortunate. We have the gold lead dwindling though, because of course Flash Wolves got those 2 kills. Despite the dropping that Alice, they're still only 300 gold behind, something like that. Very nice for them. We have a very aggressive Pain build coming up. Loki's Curse, very standard, but then we have the Magic Pierce Boots, which isn't too standard, and then straight into Hecate, which is gonna deal an insane amount of damage to the squishies, like Kriknak, like Darcy, and the Elsu especially, okay? Elsu has no magic resistance. He is just gonna evaporate to this Pain, okay? S1, S2 is gonna be enough. After that, Hecate is over, and along with the Curse of Death, 2 more auto attacks, and that Elsu is gone, okay? But of course, don't underestimate the Xenial ult. That can really rain on this Pain's parade. 3-1, 9 minutes into the game, Buriram decides to start off the Slayer after poking out this Varus very, very low. And now, I feel like this is just gonna, way too fast to take that down. Elsu has a lot of DPS, and we have Pain getting caught there for no reason. Definitely a huge mistake. Nice swing of events for the Buriram side here. They're almost at match point, of course, both teams 2-2. This is kind of like a best of 3 now. that is remaining in this series. So 2 wins is all it takes for both teams. And definitely Buriram is looking very well here. But Heroes gets caught there, is able to juke away from that Darcy S2 and gets away with his life. With that sprint as well. And now we have Kriknak engaging onto Varus, but she does not care. She is too tanky. Kriknak definitely a nice pick still against this enemy team, because he kinda can just one-shot Varus. Not one-shot, but he can do a lot of damage too. I always say Kriknak really isn't just a squishy killer. He really is incredibly strong against tanks as well. There's nothing tanks can do against this Kriknak. It just does way too much damage. And that's exactly what this Varus is gonna feel as well. This is kind of what Kilgrove feels, but Kilgrove just lifesteals back up. So no issue for him there. We have a 1k gold lead for Buriram, but at 30k gold, this does not matter at all. Both teams incredibly even right now. Buriram definitely can get a big gold lead with this Drake and with this Slayer. If they abuse the minions correctly and get these towers, and it seems like they are going to get this tier 2 tower. They might get the tier 2 tower in the mid lane as well. They let the wave get cleared, so they might just back out here. Not really too big of a fan here. Huge Darcy ult, but it does not set up anything, unfortunately. Would have been way too overextended if Kriknak jumped in there. And we have Kilgrove just split pushing, but he is against the Xenial. Xenial support can just clear those waves, and we have Varus getting caught. So it seems like Varus won't be doing too much this game either. She kind of missed her window. She was doing well early game, but Varus is not easy to do well late game. And now we have a huge Alice setup for this Pain. So much damage coming in, however, not enough damage. Hayate gets dropped. The Pain had to jump out as well there. I feel like he could have ulted in once again to deal even more damage. I feel like that would have been the better option, not gonna lie. But we have Hayate using his Endless Cycle, so we might see another teamfight breaking out here. Hayate ult not up, but it will be up in around 10 seconds. Pain gets away with his life with around 100 HP, and now this Hayate ult will be up soon, guys, okay? We might see, yeah, it is up now, but Buriram knows that. They timed it for sure, or at least they felt, just like I felt, that it's coming up soon, so they instantly disengaged. Very well played. Honestly, these little details have to be sometimes really explicitly stated, because a lot of you guys don't really realize these things, that Hayate ult was getting up very soon there, and with that, it would just completely blow over the team fight there and win against that Buriram roster. So Buriram, of course, keeping track during all of this. It's easier for me to keep track because I am commentating. I'm not playing, right? But they are playing. They have to focus on so many things. So yeah, definitely a very impressive little detail there by Buriram that they instantly disengaged. And we have the Slayer being taken down once again by Buriram. And now Roxy ulting that Hayate. No idea how he's that far up into her face. That is just a huge mistake, and he gets taken down for no reason there. Endless Cycle is not available for him. He just used it. But this Kilgrove might be a saving grace still, because he is just setting up those side lane waves very well for his team, split pushing incredibly well. And we have the tier 2, the last tier 2 tower dropping on the side of Flash Wolves there for Buriram. And we will see if they can get this tier 3 tower. It definitely seems like it, man. This Elsu is nuking this tower down with his auto attacks. That was one auto attack and he did like 1/3 of the tower. That is absolutely crazy. And the tower drops in the end to that Drake with his last breath there. And yeah, only one tier 3 tower remaining. They have to treat this as their core basically, because if they lose this tower, it will be incredibly difficult to even come back into this game. So we will see Flash Wolves, I mean Buriram will just disengage here. Definitely a very well played game by Buriram. I'm not gonna lie, because I always said how Flash Wolves feels like they had the better draft this game. And still Buriram is just smooth sailing throughout the whole game, just playing incredibly well, and still has a huge advantage. Look how underfed this Varus is. She is 1k gold behind even the Pain, and yeah, it's just not a healthy Varus. Has only 3 items. She completely evaporates to anybody on the enemy team. Varus just not too strong of a hero right now, and if she is behind, which you usually are as a mid lane Varus, or as a jungle Varus, or as a even Abyssal Dragon Varus, only a Slayer lane Varus that is really solo split pushing all the time, she can get ahead. But if you're really behind, you really become a dead weight late game, okay? Because you're just too squishy to do anything. You don't deal a lot of damage either, so yeah, this Kilgrove is going back in, he does not care. He is taking a lot of damage though, has to use his Arctic Orb and gets away in the end. But now we have Xenia just getting completely caught out, he's gonna drop, and this is a good setup right now for Flash Wolves. However, the enemy damage is just way too much. This Hayate tried his best, it dealt almost the full health bar of this Darcy, but was not able to pick him up in the end. And I feel like this is just definitely gonna be Buriram's game here. They need to get this tier 3 tower, the minion wave is coming in, only 2 enemies alive on Flash Wolves roster. This should be an easy, yeah, this is still an easy tower being taken down. Yeah, I think they're just gonna end right here. That's gonna be game over. Incredibly well played by Buriram here. Despite having the worst draft in my opinion, they made it work. They outplayed Flash Wolves in this macro gameplay, and yeah, just a huge victory, and they're 3-2 now. So this is, the next game is their match point. If they win one more, it is game over. If Flash Wolves wins one more, we will see a very exciting game 7. But now game 6 is of course something I'm very excited about, because that is the most Clown Fiesta draft coming in now, because all these heroes have already been picked. Definitely both teams want to, we will definitely see D-Rock ban again by Flash Wolves, because they don't want Nunu to get that. And yeah, we will definitely see Richter ban, stuff like that, right? We might see an Omen ban coming out from Buriram. And yeah, let's see, Varus actually got MVP, that's hilarious. Not really too impressive damage numbers on that Flash Wolves roster, they just really didn't play too well, honestly. Buriram was just outplaying them hard. We'll see how the next game will be, and of course we will be continuing right away with that. There we go with game 6 of this beautiful final so far. I definitely expect D-Rock and Zip to be banned, and there they are. Florentino, we might see Richter ban as well here coming in by Flash Wolves, or that Crixie I was about to say. Seems like both teams are very eager to get back into the game. Both teams just instantly banning and picking so far. We'll see what Buriram picks here. What could they actually pick? Now we have, of course, a lot of supports already picked out. Malok is a very nice pick here for sure. Is gonna go to that mid lane, can also go to that support. Very solid pick, can also go Abyssal Dragon. Whenever you have that first pick, you wanna pick something that can flex into multiple roles. Whenever the enemies pick a counter in a certain role, you just put it into another role. And we have an Omen and a Lynn being picked by Flash Wolves here. Now guys, this should be the most fun draft, especially in those last 2 positions on both teams, in those last 2 picks. We should see some really crazy heroes coming out, because so many heroes were already picked in this series. It is of course game 6, this is the craziest game. At game 7, the pick ban gets reset again, so we will see the usual broken stuff being picked. And yeah, we have Omen and Lindis. Now, Omen and Lindis was what Buriram used in their first victory in this grand final here. So we'll see if this combo will show similar success to Flash Wolves here. Of course, it would be very exciting if Flash Wolves was if they were able to win this, because we would get us game 7. Otherwise, if they lose, that is the grand final would be over. We have a Kilgrove and a Sephara pickup. Sephara will definitely be a support, and Kilgrove in that Slayer lane, very good pick against Omen. And we have Ignis being picked out for the mid lane by Shishi. Of course, Shishi, I mean, Ignis is one of the best mages right now, and having him available in game 6 and having Omen available in game 6 as well, and Lindis, this is a very strong draft by Flash Wolves so far. And they instantly ban that Violet because it hits the jungle position and the Abyssal Dragon position for Buriram. So I think we will see some more marksman bans coming out. What else? Maybe a Hayate ban. I don't think Buriram used Hayate yet, but I might be wrong. We have a Superman ban coming out. That is very interesting. Now, who even plays Superman on Flash Wolves' roster? I never saw them play it. So it might go into the Abyssal Dragon lane, or it might go into a support position. I really like support Superman, actually. Is something I'm really looking forward to trying with those new items. Yeah, should be fun. We have Fennec being banned out here. Again, very expected. A second marksman ban, especially jungle marksman ban. And now we have Valheim being banned out. So Valheim and Lindis is a very usual combo to go for that double marksman setup. And they just pick up Marja instead in that Abyssal Dragon position. So she kinda, I mean, it's not double marksman, but she's also ranged. She could bully that bot lane at that Abyssal Dragon lane. So yeah, similar kind of vibe there with the Lindis. And we'll see what Buriram locks in for their last picks here. Now, I really like this Marja pick as well. Not only because it's a good pickup for their Abyssal Dragon lane, it's also a huge steal away from Nunu. Actually, no, he already used Marja, never mind. I thought they were being smart here and picking away the mid laner because they think maybe Malok will go into a side lane. And now we have a Liliana being hovered. And Liliana really isn't the strongest mage right now, unfortunately. Especially these final teams here, they don't seem to like Liliana at all. They don't pick it often because she's very safe, but it is just very situational what happens during, like, if she can get that damage done during those team fights, because she needs to, if she wants to do a lot of damage, she really needs to get that big orb going, okay? And she really needs to hit somebody, and it's not easy to find that opening every single team fight. Sometimes there just isn't one to use it, and then you're just not as strong as other mages. We have Brunhilde being picked up by them as well, and it seems like a Xenial pick. I think Xenial is amazing for this Flash Wolves roster now, because he will be able to split push. They will have a double split push going with Ignis and Omen. And I mean Xenial, excuse me, Xenial pick coming in. As I said, they will have that double split push going with that Xenial and Omen. If Omen gets ganked, Xenial can help him. All of that good stuff, right? A very tanky Omen. Xenial can also protect his Lindis very well. And yeah, meanwhile, on the side of Buriram, we have one very good split pusher, of course, that Kilgrove. But I feel like if you checked our last game, right, I feel like Heroes wasn't playing too well on that Kilgrove, but that Kilgrove really didn't do well against that Xenial support split pushing. So we might see a similar fate here again for this Kilgrove. But I feel like Kilgrove should bully out a support Xenial, right, in a split push, but he just didn't. I don't know, maybe Xenial can just, I mean, Xenial can just ult away, right, if he gets too pressured. We skipped a little bit too far there, excuse me. Now we have, as I said, with those two split pushers, we have a very strong mid lane core with Lindis just rotating really fast to either side. We have Ignis just able to clear out those waves very easily and poke the enemies. And we have a Marja also just really safe and pokes the enemies. So definitely a nice roster coming out by Flash Wolves. However, this Buriram roster is very, very scuffed, okay? And it's actually a support, I mean a jungle Brunhilde. That is crazy right now. I just noticed that. It's a jungle Brunhilde. Now, I don't even know what to make of this because I've never seen jungle Brunhilde. I will definitely showcase it in a video. I mean, we gotta use the clickbaits if we see one like that in a juicy tournament. But yeah, what can I say? I feel like it's one of those, you know, Flash Wolves seems like they have a very comfortable roster still, okay? Marja is not optimal, but everything else is a really, really amazing roster, has some nice synergies as well. Meanwhile, on the Buriram side, it seems like they have a lot of scuffed picks, like Brunhilde jungle, scuffed. Mid lane Liliana, kinda scuffed. Sephira support, also not something you want to get ideally, right? So it seems like Buriram really had to go for some second choices there, for some fifth choices even. in their pick ban, but Flash Wolves still has a top tier roster. This could be a first game pick ban by Flash Wolves. They have a top tier jungler, they have a top tier side laner, they have a top tier mid laner, they have a top tier support, and they have a decent Abyssal Dragon lane, which you would usually want to see like a Kefani there instead of that Marja, but other than that, man, this is an amazing roster. So if Flash Wolves really loses this, that would be insane. That would be insanely well played by Nunu. I mean by the whole Buriram roster, but yeah, by Nunu as well, because he's playing Liliana. Now, as I said guys, Liliana is one of those heroes that really, if she gets to late game, she can really hard carry, and she capitalizes on the enemy's mistakes. So she's generally pretty good for ranked, okay? You have a lot of outplay potential, but for competitive, she's similar to Tulin, I would say, because Tulin is also one of those that capitalizes on enemy mistakes. If the enemies don't make a lot of mistakes, then it is very difficult to play Tulin. This is exactly why we don't see Tulin being picked too often in competitive right now. Meanwhile, Tulin is one of the best solo ranked mages in my opinion still, and Liliana is not as good as Tulin for solo ranked, but she's pretty strong as well there. She's definitely, yeah, in a high tier there. But yeah, while I was saying that, we have the first dragon going to the side of Buriram, so they are able to get a small lead, but it really isn't too big. And now this Malok is getting poked here, 007x. Again, you don't want to see him on these tanks. He's not bad, he's very good as well, but he is very special. He's especially good on marksman. So that's where you want to see him. That's his comfortable pick. And yeah, that might be a saving grace here for Flash Wolves. Marja gets dove, but she's completely fine with her ult. She does not care about that dive whatsoever. Has to go back though, so we might see a tower continuously getting pressured here, but it seems like Flash Wolves, ooh, beautiful. Sephira and Liliana force out the Ignis Flicker, which is very important because Ignis without Flicker is very, very susceptible to just getting taken down in those team fights. The thing is, that there isn't really an assassin on Buriram's roster that can take him out, and the only one who can take him out, who can dive really deep into this Ignis team late game to really attack the Ignis actually, and not just attack the front lines of him, because Brunhilde is not gonna attack this Ignis, that's for sure. She might with ult, but he can just walk out of the range. But the only one who can really dive deep is that Kilgrove. And not early game though, he needs some items, but late game he is a very strong counter to Ignis. He can completely destroy Ignis. But yeah, the Flicker is down right now, that's what I'm trying to get at, so I don't think that Flicker being down will matter at all. We have a very even gold by both teams, despite Buriram getting that first dragon, so they're getting a little bit out-farmed here, and we have the Malok just getting completely poked to a point where he has to use his ult defensively, and that is a completely free Abyssal Dragon. No way for Buriram to do anything here. Flash Wolves securing that Abyssal Dragon very soon here, they get it, and yeah, we have still a very even game right now. I remember when I played competitive, guys, you would get first dragon and people would literally surrender. It's GG. First dragon and the game was over already. But it seems like the balance improved a lot, because first dragon and people are still dead even in gold. People are even in gold, dragon gets taken down, it does not do anything. People don't even have to care about dragon anymore at this point. Yeah, very interesting to point out though. But yeah, we have the Kilgrove roaming a little bit here, using his sprint. Try to get this Ignis, but Ignis has his Flicker up right now again, so he does not care about that. And we will just see the little fishy just slithering back to his top lane and gonna clear that wave there. We have Liliana poking this Xenial. He is very annoyed, he is fuming because he decides to jump, to try to jump onto her, because she stopped his backport a couple times there. But yeah, he ends up going back, he has his ult of course up. That is also very strong about Xenial, you know? Whenever you poke out the support, okay? They have to go back, and then you have a 5v4 situation for your side on the map for like 10 seconds, okay? And that's a free dragon most of the time. However, Xenial can just teleport back, and while I'm saying that, huge teamfight engage from Flash Wolves, they get 2 kills there, very well played. I believe they took down Brunhilde and that Sephora. Again, just Buriram just overstaying their welcome a little bit, but it seems like Flash Wolves is overstaying theirs now. This Brunhilde does a ton of damage right now, and she is chasing this Xenial, but he can just jump away, man. This Xenial is definitely underrated, man. I feel like even for solo rank, I never see Xenial support, and man, if he's that strong in competitive, he's even stronger in solo rank, guys, because in solo rank, you can split push even better, okay? You can make use of that even more, and I mean, you see all these qualities, right? I keep telling you guys, you want a tanky support to scout vision, right? And you want a support with a jump, so they can escape when they get caught scouting vision. And then finally, you want a support with healing or something for when they do get poked out while scouting for vision, that they don't have to go back. Well, Xenial has all of these things, but instead of healing, he just jumps back into the fight with his ultimate. So it is a crazy hero right now. Yeah, definitely huge for Flash Wolves to get it in the game 6 here. He's already doing amazingly well. He's honestly carrying this roster so far with what he's doing. Yeah, he engaged that previous team fight, got them a double kill. I think he engaged that little poke where they poked the enemy Malok there. So again, he doing really well. He secured them essentially an Abyssal Dragon with that. And yeah, we'll see if he can keep doing well though. Kato, of course, is super happy with this. Lindis against the Brunhilde. Like, that is the freest matchup of your life, guys. I mean, late game, you have to be very careful, okay? Late game Brunhilde is, oh man, is she strong, okay? I hope we'll see it. But I feel like if we see it, we won't see a game 7. That is what I'm gonna predict here, okay? If we see Brunhilde with 6 items, it is game over, because that is too much damage, unless she completely messes up. But there's not a lot of assassins. There's no assassin. Omen can jump onto the Brunhilde, but at the end of the day, man, she's just gonna stand still. He's not gonna do enough damage, and she's just gonna keep auto-attacking the enemy team down. So I feel like in the late game, yeah, maybe I'm overestimating Brunhilde. I'm gonna be honest, I don't see Brunhilde often, but when I see her, I feel like she can really dish out the damage late game. They also have a Malok for the late game, a Kilgroth, a Liliana. Sephora is pretty good late game as well. Yeah, pretty good. Not really insane, but not really too bad either. Meanwhile, though, we have, of course, the Ignis, the Marja, the Omen, the Xenial. Of course, both teams are incredibly stacked in terms of late game power. I still feel like marksmen are so broken right now that if you have the stronger late game marksman, which Brunhilde absolutely is stronger than Lindis, unless Lindis can get bushes, right? She needs bushes. Without bushes, Lindis is useless. With bushes, she's incredibly broken. That's exactly what I'm talking about. But late game, you usually fight inside someone's base, so there's no bushes there. Now we have Lindis just invading this red buff, just building a nice little gold lead. They're approaching a 1000 gold lead here for the side of Flash Wolves. They're definitely out macroing the enemies because they have that Lindis. You literally have to try hard. You have to try your best to not out macro enemies as Lindis, because you're so fast, you can make the decision later than the enemies to rotate to a side lane or rotate to a dragon, and you will still be there before them. That's just the power of Lindis. That is why she is always picked throughout the history of Arena of Valor so far. Just such a strong pick in competitive especially, and even in solo rank, I think. But yeah. Anyway, we have yeah, just Lindis doing her thing, rotating around, stealing all the enemy jungle camps, while also clearing hers. Just such a fast move speed there. And now we have Shishi getting a little bit caught here. He's a little bit overextended, has to flicker in the end. He gets ulted by Malok and does not get taken down. Arctic Orb used and gets the damage reduction by Xenial, and they turn it around. That was very beautiful. Xenial is so strong right now, man. It's doing such a nice job in this game especially. And we have an almost 2000 gold lead right now, okay? 1.6k gold lead. Very, very big for Flash Wolves right now. With that Malok being dead and not having Endless Cycle, this seems to be a free Abyssal, free Dark Slayer. And they do get it. Very nice secure there by Lindis, and we have Lindis just so many items already. She's at 5 items, 5 completed items already. Only one more item, might be a Blade of Eternity, might be Fenrir's, might be an Omni Arms in the end there, and yeah, might be some more crits, might be a Bow of Slaughter, honestly. She has Rank Breaker and Muramasa. Now that's crazy, because that is so much armor pierce coming in that she is going to be dealing incredible amounts of damage to the squishies, to the tanks, to whoever she's attacking. So honestly, I'm not sure if this Muramasa is a better item than Omni Arms, but I don't know. We'll see, we'll see. The thing is, I think she's going for the Muramasa because Kilgrove is tanky. Liliana has bonus armor from her Fox form, okay, if you guys didn't know, in her passive on her ult. I believe Brunhilde gets a bunch of armor while she is in her tank form, in her ultimate form as well. I'm not sure though. Or, yeah, I believe so. Maybe it's damage reduction. Then we have Malak, of course, very tanky, and Sephara goes, as a support, goes for Berries and Frostcape. So again, huge armor values coming in. So honestly, I would have maybe not bought the Rank Breaker and just gone for Omni Arms instead, and with that Muramasa. But hey, I'm not Flash Wolves Kato, okay? I'm not nearly as good of a jungler, not even close. So he knows better, most likely here. In all honesty though, it could be that he was just building his Rank Breaker build as usual, and then he realized, ooh, they have a ton of armor, and then he just bought Muramasa. Without selling Rank Breaker, of course, because that would be a waste. And honestly, Rank Breaker Muramasa is a huge damage combo. Like, you guys know, I love to go for it on Ryoma, and I think it has a lot of potential on Lindis as well. I might be testing this out. We'll see how this game progresses right now. We have very low kills coming through, just both teams just hard farming, but I feel like in Buriram's shoes, you need to engage. Like, you need to do something this game, because the enemies are just always gonna out-farm you, out-macro you, and if the gold lead gets too large, you might... yeah. But honestly, the thing about this is that Flash Wolves is actually on the clock, because I think Buriram wins the late game, as I already pointed out. So maybe Buriram is just fine farming, and they have a billion wave clear here with that Brunhilde and stuff. Oh my god, Kato gets completely caught out here. Huge mistake coming in from him. He uses Endless Cycle, so he's already running back to the fray there. And I believe that was a 1-for-1 though. Who ended up dying? I think it was Liliana there, who ended up dying as well. We'll see in a second. But yeah, for sure here, you can see that Brunhilde damage is coming out now, and now Buriram is pulling the trigger. And now they are starting to engage this, right as I said that they should be doing something, and Liliana is able to pick up that Omen as well. And yeah, seems like Buriram is able to turn around this game a little bit. We have Brunhilde dying at the back of that as well though. So now Flash Wolves is just starting off this Slayer once again. Lindis is full HP almost. The Xenial is still very healthy, you can tank that up for her, and they just instantly take it down. She does so much damage to it. Let me check her build. Did she sell anything yet? No, she didn't sell. She can use her Arctic Orb, she still has it available, and sell it for a Blade of Eternity. I mean, not even sell it, it disappears, right? So that is definitely big. And now if they get this Abyssal Dragon, oh, Lindis almost stole it with her ultimate, and now we have Brunhilde with an Abyssal Dragon buff. That is just huge right now, guys. That is insane. So we'll see how this game actually progresses, because as I said, guys, Flash Wolves definitely had the better draft to win the game in general, because if they didn't make these mistakes now that they did, they would have just won this game. They were in a leading position. If they just played safe, they would have burned down these towers, gotten every Dark Slayer, gotten every Enraged Abyssal Dragon, build a larger lead, and just completely blow this Buriram roster out. However, they made a mistake, Kato got caught, and now Buriram is completely in the lead now, still behind in gold, but man, they have an Abyssal Dragon buff. They have the Dark Blessing on this Brunhilde. She has a Blade of Eternity as well, and she is just incredibly strong right now at this point in the game. Yeah, just crazy hero in the late game. We'll see if she will get some nice damage out with her ultimate. And she can definitely use her ult here and just poke them down. Yeah, she's a little bit out of range, man. That's he walked out, man. I don't know. That was definitely a mistake. He could have done much more damage there if he walked in a little bit. The Omen ult was already used, so he was safe, in my opinion. So yeah. Also has that Dark Blessing, so he doesn't need to be afraid to get taken down by Lindis or something. She's just gonna heal and kill the Lindis doing that. So I feel like he could have stepped in much further in there, and now the Flash Wolves actually almost get this tier 3 tower. That's again a huge mistake coming in by Buriram. And remember guys, 3 patches ago, Brunhilde ult was insanely buffed, okay? It has a very low cooldown now. It has like an 8-second cooldown late game. So if she uses that properly, she can clear every single wave. And yeah, we still have Flash Wolves holding on to all of their tower. That is crazy. They're still holding on to all of their towers. That is just absolutely mind-blowing. 17 minutes into the game. I mean, that was definitely a huge blowout by Flash Wolves so far, but I feel like Buriram is getting the grasp right now, okay? They have a huge amount of damage right now. And we'll see. Slayer is respawning. Buriram is positioned well to defend it at least. I know Kilgrove has to clear that bottom lane now, bottom wave now, while Xenial can just teleport into the teamfight. But the thing is Kilgrove can get back to the teamfight pretty fast as well, okay? And he's gonna poke this Xenial now. He might be able to force, no, he's not able to force the ult away from Xenial. That would have been huge. Not enough damage yet. Does he have Muramasa? He does have Muramasa. He has a nice item build to do a lot of damage. So I'm not sure. Is the Xenial just way too tanky? Yeah, the Xenial is at full items, guys. It is a disgusting hero. Let me tell you guys, Xenial is a very disgusting hero right now, especially in pro play. Such a strong support. And yeah, we have 4k gold lead, but that really doesn't matter at all right now for Buriram. What they should be afraid of is this Brunhilde right now, okay? This Brunhilde has 2 juicy crit items. She has a lot of attack speed, has a Muramasa, has a Blade of Eternity still. And yeah, honestly, I might sell my boots as Brunhilde here. If I was playing a ranked game and I was trying to hard carry this team, I'd be selling my boots right now, because at the end of the day, you don't walk as a Brunhilde. And when you do walk, you have that S1 to walk faster. I know the enemies have a lot of CC, but I don't think it matters. I think the CC is out of range of this Brunhilde, so she doesn't need those boots. I would sell them for a very nice Devil's Handshake. Man, that would be so much damage coming out. And yeah, I hope we will see it. I really would do that, but I don't think first one is a seasoned Brunhilde player. I think that was just a last minute pick here. They just had to get some marksman in the jungle, and that was the best one that was left. So I'm not sure if he realizes that he has that option. It is very easy to realize it for me as a gaming genius. I'm just kidding. As a top-down viewer right now, where I can analyze everything bit by bit while he is in game. Okay, he is in game. He's thinking about a lot of other things other than that possibility of selling his boots. Now, let's take a look if they can finally get a nice team fight. Oh my god, this Omen is going deep and he gets the Malok. This Malok is getting poked really hard right now. It's a very low HP Malok. A lot of them are very low HP. This Brunhilde, again, move closer to the wall, man. Please, you need to move closer for your ultimate. You can't just be at the edge, because then the enemies can just walk out. If they have to walk out a little bit further, then you can get some more shots in, okay? And now she doesn't have her ult ready, but she will have it soon. But Brunhilde without ult is not too strong in this fight right now. So very nice Flash Wolves deciding to fight this fight when Brunhilde doesn't have her ult. Amazing. Just a very well played game by Flash Wolves all across the board. They made some mistakes, of course. It wasn't perfect, but they're picking up again in the late game, and they are winning right now because they will get this Abyssal Dragon. They get the Dark Blessing buff onto this Lindis. And again, Buriram doesn't really have a choice right now. They have to fight these fights in that jungle, right? Because they have to stop Flash Wolves from getting that Slayer, oh my god, this little Yana is going deep right now. I mean, was it worth? Wasn't that bad. She got the, oh my god, please tank the minions, nice. Okay, the last tower is not down yet. The thing about that is, that seemed very stupid, right? But Nuno knew he has Endless Cycle, right? He also knew if he can get this Blade of Eternity from Lindis, that is very juicy, okay? So he tried to get that. It would enable a much easier team fight for the next team fight, but he wasn't able to get it. He got the Dark Blessing though, but I don't think that was enough. The Lindis only survived with like 300 HP, to be fair, so at the end of the day, nice try by this Liliana. I'm not gonna lie, I like that. Aggressive play there. Unfortunately for him, it didn't pay off it yet. And it seemed like he's inting, but trust me guys, he isn't. He definitely tried his best there, and we have Malok going super deep right now. Huge ultimate coming on to this Ignis, and he uses RTR, but look at Omen, he is split pushing, and I think he's just gonna end this game. He is still split pushing. Yes, there we go. Omen got the split push, and honestly, that was a huge teamfight victory for Buriram. So they would have gotten the comeback there if Omen didn't pull the trigger and instantly clear out that core there. Huge MVP coming in for Omen here, in my opinion, because yeah, heroes, that would have been a loss. I'm gonna be honest guys, this Brunhilde was picking up, okay, and they are so sad right now. Buriram is so incredibly sad right now. They had the victory. They had the victory, man. They just had to defend that wave. And yeah, Shishi gets the MVP, but it definitely should have gone to heroes there. And yeah. Oh man, this is going to be a crazy game 7, guys. Let me tell you that. That is going to be absolutely insane. Let me check those damage numbers. Brunhilde, I kept flaming her. I kept flaming F1 for his Brunhilde performance, and I am standing by it. He should have done much more damage this game. He didn't position his ultimates well. You can see the Shishi damage is insane. 200k coming out by that Ignis. Very well played. And we will be finishing this video soon with that game 7. I'm very excited to check out that draft, so I will see you in a bit. There we go guys, game 7 of this APL 2020 grand finale is starting right now, and it seems like Flash Wolves is keeping up this Crixie ban throughout the whole series. This is hilarious. Never have I seen this stupid fairy be so important to anybody as this Flash Wolves roster. Well, it's important to not play against her. I guess everybody hates the fairy right now. D-Rock ban, of course, very understandable, and I fully expect Buriram banning out Zip, I think they have to ban out Zip. I mean, they have to ban out Zip because the pick ban is reset anyway. So the pick ban is reset, as I mentioned numerous times throughout this whole series. So everything is fair game again. Caffany, Laville, Krizix, everything can come out again. Richter, Omen. We might see an Omen first pick here, not gonna lie. We might see a Richter first pick. Okay, instant Richter first pick. I fully expect an Omen to be picked right now by Buriram because they need it to go against this Richter. There's nothing else that can play against Richter right now. So yeah, we have an Omen instantly being hovered. I definitely think this will be locked in. Otherwise, Flash Wolves can put a Richter, Abyssal Dragon, Omen Slayer lane, and then the game is over. We have a Caffany being picked up as well. I really like that pick. 007X has a 100% win rate on this Caffany right now. If he wins this game, he not only wins the APL 2020, he also has a 100% win rate throughout the whole tournament. That would be crazy. Of course, Flash Wolves, this is a very tough one to beat for them. Now let's see what... I think Elandor is really strong. Not too much a priority put by these teams though. So maybe a Krizix, maybe something like that. Maybe a Krizix. We've seen Lindis really demolish people, so I wouldn't be surprised by a Lindis pick. And we might see a Chi pick. And I would really like to see that because we've seen heroes demolish teams on his Chi, and there's the Lindis. I'm telling you guys, Lindis is apparently better than Elandor. Less counters and just super fast macro. Such a broken pick for competitive. And that's exactly what we're seeing here. Yeah, I swear I didn't watch this draft beforehand and told you that we might see Lindis being picked up after I already saw it. Hey, what can I say, man? Hire me for coaching position, I guess. We have a Lumber. being hovered here, Lumber and Caffeine are such a strong combo because of these ultimate interactions, and Lumber is just such a solid support. I keep saying it, but of course Xenial is incredibly strong as well. I fully expect a Xenial ban by Buriram here. Honestly, I'm not actually sure about that because Xenial gets completely destroyed by Omen, okay? So they might not ban it, and they ban a Thane. Ooh, boys, that is interesting because we still have Krizix up. We still have so many supports up, and they decide to ban Thane out of everybody. Seems like, I believe it was Gua playing Thane, wasn't it, earlier in the series, and he turned around the series with his Thane performance. So that is incredible. We have a Kriknak ban, and it should be a second jungle ban as well, and we have a Thane ban. Really like those bans. Kriknak hard counters Lindis. Fennec is a very solid double marksman pick, but where's the Elandor? The Elandor is not even being considered by these teams. That is crazy. Raz being picked up by Nunu here. Now the thing is, guys, okay, I'm gonna be honest. In the game 7, these guys are playing, sitting there for like 4 hours already. And now in that last game, you actually want to pick safe heroes. That's why also Lindis is better than Elandor here. Elandor is way too difficult in a game 7. Your brain is completely fried already. You cannot think anymore clearly. So you have to just pick something cozy, something brain dead like a Lindis, and that's exactly what they're doing. And we have a Xenial being hovered here as well. Again, I really like Xenial. And seems like we will see Shishi on Marja. So far at least. We might see Shishi on Marja, we might see Richter mid lane. I told you guys many times, Shishi can go Richter in the mid lane. But in all honesty, it will probably be Marja in the mid lane and Richter in that Abyssal Dragon lane and Chi in the Slayer lane on heroes. Richter also very, very strong against Caffeine in that lane matchup. He is really good against just marksman, right, in that lane because he can bully them out with those side lane bushes. So that is a very good pick. And we have, for first one, we have a Volcat pick coming in. So yeah, it's just very interesting, guys. No, I don't know, so many of these huge picks like Pain, like Kira never even used. Elandor not used this. I think Kato used Elandor, but he lost with it. Not quite sure. So we'll see how this game actually turns out. Will be very exciting to see how this plays out this last game, and then we're done with the APL 2020. But I will continue reviewing esports games. I think a lot of you guys enjoy it, and especially with that new patch, we want to figure out the new pro builds, so we will definitely check out some of them. And yeah, as soon as those seasons start again, and yeah, it is gonna be crazy, guys. This is the last game of the APL 2020. We have 007X on his Caffeine. We have Nunu on his Raz, of course, one of the best Raz players. First one on his Volcat, also one of the most prominent Volcat players in this tournament so far. Summer on his Omen, and yeah, Lumber, everybody can play Lumber. And yeah, guys, Buriram is completely on a super comfortable roster for them. Meanwhile, we have Flash Wolves on some, like Shishi isn't known for playing Marja. I mean, she's not really that hard. Heroes is definitely very well known for his Chi. Kato is known for all his junglers, but especially stuff like Elandor, stuff like Kriknak, not really stuff like Lindis, right? And Gaduo is a marksman player, not a Richter player. And we have, of course, Xenial is again just a standard support that every support player can play well. This will be very exciting to see, man. I think for the early game, honestly, Buriram seems to have, just in general, a better roster here. They seem to have picked up a stronger team composition. They have Caffeine, which is really strong throughout the whole game, very strong early game as well, and 007 playing her, which is insane on her. We have Volcat, just completely can shut down this Lindis so easily. We have Omen, who wins against all the enemy heroes in that 1v1. We have Nunu on his Raz, which again, last game of the day, okay, 5 hours already game time. I'm sure they warmed up a little bit as well beforehand, so Nunu is at his end. mentally, I think, okay? Not only because of the pressure, but also just playing so long is taxing, guys. I'm sure you guys notice as well. I mean, you guys are all silver anyway, so who am I kidding? But sometimes you guys maybe wake up and you play like a gold player, you know? But then after a couple hours of game time, you're back to the bronze level that you belong to. So what can I say? This might be what's happening to Nunu this time. And yeah, we have Xenial getting caught though, already getting taken down. Meanwhile, F1 gets taken down as well by the Richter, so a 1-to-1 trade. Buriram ahead in gold, but not because of that trade, because that is not good, losing your jungler. Omen completely getting destroyed by Chi. Now, I said earlier that Omen wins against everyone in the 1v1. I'm not sure if this is the case early game. I think definitely late game Omen is just... oh my god, Richter making a huge mistake there. I mean, he clears the wave, but honestly, that wave was pretty low and... yeah, I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about that. He just gives a free kill to that Kevin. Buriram almost at a 1k gold lead after only 3 minutes. That is huge right now for Buriram. And as I said, Omen, I'm not sure how that matchup goes against Chi. I would imagine she can do very well early game because she's generally one of the stronger early game laners because of her strong passive that gives her a lot of sustain. Meanwhile, Omen needs some items, but after some items, Omen has free reign of that solo lane that he decides to push. So that's where the advantage comes in. He can also ult Xenial, so Xenial can ult. All of that good stuff, right? In that later on, we will have that 1v1, of course, between Xenial and Omen. That split pushing, if we get to the mid and late game. And that is because so far Buriram is at a nice gold lead. We'll see if they can solidify it though. The minion waves in the bottom lane are getting pressured, but getting poked out. And I think this is the same roster that Buriram actually ran in that first game, isn't it? They had Nunu on Raz, and they had Kefani on 007, and they just kept pressuring that Abyssal Dragon side. They just kept poking and just taking that tower down bit by bit, and it's exactly the same strategy this time. This time, of course, Flash Wolves took away the Lindis from them, so they don't have that double marksman combo pushing that bottom lane. That was one of the biggest factors of them winning that game so easily, okay? Of them getting that early game lead as well. So yeah, we'll see how this goes, turns out, man. The lead is dwindling though. The lead is getting smaller, the goal lead. We have Flash Wolves coming back bit by bit, and they are just playing well, farming well. We have Xenial coming in, he gets taken down though, just like last time. Right before he gets out, he gets taken down, and now Volcat uses ult but has to escape, and this Marja is doing a ton of damage along with his Richter, and both flicker away. Very well played. They are able to get a return kill once again onto Raz this time, and now she is clearing out that mid lane wave. She's going to be very, very fed. Clearing out those waves there. She can S2 that. Ooh, doesn't get the last hit, very unfortunate. We have Berifs completed on Marja, and that is going to be big, okay? Because Berifs on Marja is, of course, a huge power spike that Marja gets. Improves her poke so much, and this is still the patch where Berifs is a broken item. So yeah, we'll see how. I mean, already last team fight she was already demolishing the enemies, so we'll see how she does in that next team fight with that Berifs completed. Is definitely a huge power spike. We have Rank Breaker completed as well on heroes right now. That is also a very, very nice power spike for him. His ult is gonna hurt a lot. I definitely think they want to rotate this Chi into fights. Marja gets caught out, is getting healed though by that Xenial and is able to get away. And now this Chi actually used her ultimate, did not kill anybody though. So she is stealing away that red buff. Beautiful pull by Omen, but Kato is there on his Lindis, of course, rotates at incredible speed and gets the red buff with his punish. Meanwhile, 007X just keeps doing his thing on his Kefani. He's crazy good on this hero and just gets this bot lane tower. I swear, 007, guys, is such a good player, man. He is so incredibly good, man. He always finds these advantages against these top level players. Like, these are pro players that he is just smurfing on. He's solo killing these pro players, guys. That is crazy. Just his Kefani, man, is... I mean, Kefani is so broken, but his especially, you don't want to face that in your ranked games. and we're very glad we don't have to. There we go. We have the Buriram roster switching out. That's what you always want to do. You have that marksman push out that one tower, and then you instantly swap the lanes. You have the marksman in the top lane now. She's gonna get that next tower as well if they don't send a lot of people there. And this Raz wants to dive this Xenial, not able to get it though. Did he use his flicker? No, he did use his flicker at least, so he's chilling. Tower, almost half HP gone, okay? So while this is not an advantage gold-wise for Buriram, they are getting all the map pressure. They are pulling all this pressure to his Kefani. And this is exactly why we see this Kefani coming out and no Laville picked this game. Even though the draft was reset and Laville wasn't banned. Kefani is stronger than Laville, guys. She is so strong early game and still out damages Laville in a lot of cases late game, okay? Laville, of course, the king of DPS late game, but still, Kefani is strong enough late game, and yeah, that early game just, ooh, huge S1 flicker coming in by Richter. After getting bullied by that Kefani, he turns it around completely onto her. Meanwhile, Raz gets a nice little S1 ult combo onto this Marja and finishes her off as well. Again, just even trades coming in by both teams here. Very exciting to see. Actually, Flash Wolves a little bit ahead in gold right now. Very nice for them. We'll see who wins this, man. I mean, I know, of course, I was spoiled, but guys, it is. I don't know how this game will progress, okay? I just know who wins it, but I don't know how this game will progress. That is just absolutely crazy. And yeah, for the late game, again, you have a Lindis going up against the Kefani. That seems like that is just a late game victory for Buriram here for sure, because they have Omen as well, man. And I can't stress enough how much rain he will have in that top lane or in that side lane. Whichever one he chooses late game to push will probably be the bot lane to secure those Dark Slayers. But man, crazy. We have Summer getting caught out though by that Chi ult. Raz, it seemed like they would win that team fight there, Buriram, with that nice Raz ult, but Godwu just completely turning it around, man. Flickers in, not flickers in, but dashes in so deep with his blue form dash, finishes off the tower and gets 2 more kills for this Flash Wolves roster. And now we have a quad kill coming out by this Marja in the mid lane, just doing so incredibly much damage, man. That is just absolutely insane right now, guys. This Marja doing work, gets a quad kill there in that team fight. Of course, the main player there was that Richter. We can see it again here. They secured the Dark Slayer as well after that. Look at this Richter right now. After this, look how this Raz does a ton of damage to them, but the Xenia ult refreshes their health. And look at this Richter go deep there, completely poke out the remaining 2 members. And now Marja, of course, gets the killing blows, all of them. And we have a huge team fight starting in that top lane. Raz gets taken out instantly again. We have the Lindis with the bush though, very safe position. She does a ton of damage and she will just do so much damage in this team fight. The Kefani is still very high HP though, and the Lindis is trying to poke her though. But look at this tanky, oh my goodness. Beautiful pull by Xenial, pulls that Lindis right into the laser of Kefani and she gets blown out. And now Kefani is just cleaning up house right now. Look at the Richter though, coming in from behind. That's a dead Kefani right there. No, it is not. It is a 1 HP Kefani. Super lucky, and they get away. That is such a huge game, guys. Wow, man. I could not wish for a better game in that Game 7 deciding factor here. Oh, man. You really can't know who's gonna win. I mean, I keep telling you guys. Late game, definitely. Kefani is broken, okay? Kefani is just straight stupidly broken. Lindis cannot keep up. But, and again, Omen as well. Man, I don't know how Flash Wolves will keep up, but if they do keep up, I think the deciding factor will be that Richter and Chi combo. They will dive this Kefani continuously. If they can kill Kefani, it's a teamfight victory for Flash Wolves. And that's what we've seen so far. And last teamfight, they couldn't. Instantly, Buriram wins that teamfight, right? It's all about these marksmen, man. This Arena of Valor is Arena of Marksmen right now. It is what it is. I don't hate it, honestly. I mean, I don't play marksman, but you can kill them easily. Yeah, they are strong, but you can also kill them easily. So I don't think, I think it's fun for everybody, because as a mage, I can one-shot them and then I'm happy. As a marksman, you can just kill everyone and then you're happy. As a tank, you can CC the marksman. Actually, as a tank, you're not happy, but whatever. No one likes to play tanks anyways. What can I say, guys? Yeah. I don't think it's a too bad of a meta. People complain in my comments about marksman, but at the end of the day, guys, just pick an assassin, pick Murad, and they can't do anything. You can just completely clown on them, and if you can't, then you're garbage. Then you're garbage, man. But as I said, man, you guys are silver, so whoa. Anyway, I don't even know what I'm saying, man. I'm trying to make a stupid joke, but it completely backfired, and we have this game continuing here. It was continuing all the time, but you know, it was a little bit of a downtime. People were just farming, and we have the Omni Arms coming out by both Chi and that Lindis, and now Flash Wolves is in a very nice lead here. Again, the gold lead doesn't matter too much, but they just have so much pressure right now. They have the map is in their hands right now, okay? Again, it is largely due to that Lindis, man. Lindis is so underrated, it is crazy. And we have this Kefani just doing way too much damage, finally gets flickered on by this Richter and gets taken down. Shut down, going to the side of Marja once again. And this Marja is still full HP and dealing so much damage right now. And yeah, this Richter and Chi just completely flickered onto this little Kefani. The Chi even has flicker still, excuse me. But yeah, this just seems like it is going to be way too difficult right now for Buriram, because not only are they losing the map pressure, they're also losing these team fights right now. Because as I said, Richter is doing an amazing job. And now Richter doesn't have flicker, but now she has flicker for the next team fight. So she can do the same thing. So it seems like this is just a really good game. This is just a really good draft coming out by Flash Wolves to counter this Kefani. Chi and Richter do a great job at countering this Kefani. What can I say? Marja as well. Actually, Marja, very underrated, man. Marja, you can really dive deep with that Marja, man. You can just go in with your ultimate, especially with this tank build. It is ridiculous. So we'll see how this turns out. I'll definitely showcase this build as well very soon. In one of my ranked games on Marja. That should be very fun. I always like playing some Marja. We have the Abyssal Dragon being taken down, but disengage forced by on Flash Wolves here by Buriram's roster, and we have Xenial pushing top, and now Volcast is going back. That should be an Abyssal Dragon going to the side of Flash Wolves if they cannot steal it away. And now we have a huge dive again by this Marja and Richter just doesn't die with his S2, with the Xenial ult, and now we just have the health bars of Buriram completely depleting. Again, flicker, S1 flicker coming in by Chi onto this Kefani. Easy kill onto Kefani, and it seems like she doesn't have endless cycles left. Whew, crazy game right now, guys. 6k gold advantage for Flash Wolves right now. Despite having the worst draft in the late game, they are winning it right now because they can just consistently take out this Kefani. That is why marksmen are really broken right now, but they are still very vulnerable, okay? You can still take them down very easily, and this Volcat didn't do anything this game, and it seems like he is continuing to not do anything right now because he's behind, and it's gonna be game over. Flash Wolves gets this final victory here. They win the APL 2020. Crazy game, crazy series. You see people running in front of the camera, that's hilarious. But yeah, man, they are super happy. They deserve this. They played out of their absolute minds. Remember, guys, since the group stage, I was simping these man, so I'm an absolute gaming prophet right here, okay? I told you guys, don't sleep on these boys. No one had them on their radar. Everyone said, man, HKA is gonna win, Buriram is gonna win, Bazaar is insane. Mad, of course, being one of the favorites, Team Flash. But man, in the end, Flash Wolves clowned on everybody. Huge series coming out. Let's see who gets this MVP, man. Yeah, just crazy. Yeah, I don't know why you show the. I would never show the losers after such a huge series, because you don't want to show the sad faces, man. It's just really heartbreaking, because I've been there. I know how it feels to play these high pressure games and then you lose and then you're really sad. So I don't know, man. You should always only show the happy moments. And we have Shishi getting the MVP of this last game, of course, with that quad kill. I believe he did a ton of damage there. And yeah, 8-2 and 8, 2 deaths, but still very well played. And yeah, we'll see how much damage he did. He did for sure a lot. Yeah, 31%, out damaging his Lindis, 40% by 007X. He tried. 100% win rate on Kefani is broken here. And I think they will show a series MVP. Who's the finals MVP here? I believe they will show it. I know who it was, so I can just tell you it was Heroes, I believe. But are they gonna show it, man? You should show a finals MVP. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Show me a finals MVP. They're not showing a finals MVP, boys. Yeah, there's the credits. I didn't even know there's credits for something like that. Okay, no finals MVP. Who cares? My finals MVP of this series would honestly be... I might say the support of this Flash Wolves roster. Honestly, everybody just played out of their minds. But yeah, Heroes carried that one game hard. That support Xenial carried both of his Xenial games really hard. So I don't know, I don't even know, man. Let me know what you guys think, who gets the MVP. And let me know if you guys enjoyed this like 5 hour, 4 hour, 3 hour, I don't even know how long it's gonna be, but super long video. Consider this to be one of the 50k specials. You guys requested a lot of live streams. I will try to deliver them, but for now we have this huge live stream like video that is just super long and you can enjoy with some nice little vegetables, you know, I hope. No popcorn and no chips. That is not healthy, guys, let me tell you. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, leave a like, subscribe please, because this is I don't know, man. If you watch the full thing, man, and you don't subscribe, I don't even know what you're doing, man. But I know what I'm doing with your mom. I know what I'm doing with your mom, okay? She's gonna enjoy it, so don't you worry. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys the next time. Peace out, boys. Bye bye.